In the middle of the earth, in the land of the Shire, lives a shitty little hobbit whom we all admire. With his long loincloth, bare webbed toes, he lives in a spider hole, and everybody knows him. Hey folks, welcome back to Bad Game Hall of Fame. I'm Charky, and with me here tonight is Johnny Baghead.
Hello.
And Cass.
Hello, hello.
And we're playing Lord of the Rings Gollum for the PC home entertainment system. This wasn't voted on by anybody. This was just us. We were like, screw it, we're gonna play this game finally.
Yeah, just huge Gollum fans.
It's been a long
First
time
playthrough of... Wait, no, it's not the new year yet. Never mind. Scratch
Nope,
that. It's
the first playthrough of the new December, the new month. So, Lord of the Rings Gollum. Let's start with the information on screen here. Released May 25th, 2023. One of the most recent games we've ever done on the show. Released on Windows, Sony PlayStation 4 and 5, and Microsoft Xbox One and the series of series. Developed by Daedalic Entertainment and published by Daedalic Entertainment.
There's also a Nacon credit somewhere in there that I forgot to address who owned Daedalic, but
yes,
it's all very... We'll get into it in the history section.
Yeah.
So this is an infamous one. This kind of like came out and everyone knew that this was going to be a bad one. And it turned out to be a bad one. It was one that like everyone decided they wanted a piece of. They wanted to pick the meat off of the freshly delivered carcass of this game. And
But Gollum's so skinny, there's no meat to pick off of it.
Yeah.
that's why they were in such a hurry. But yeah, we're finally getting around to it. I've seen this game in motion, and I was like, "Oh, this is special. This is the kind of bad game that you don't really see get made much anymore. The licensed train wreck of a bad game that manages to be funny and not necessarily just boring." Which is why I thought it made a good, display on the show here. But let me ask before we get further into any of this, what's y'all's familiarity with the Lord of the Rings? Johnny.
Yes, so I definitely saw the movies. I actually did try and read the Hobbit book a long time ago. I didn't finish it. I think I got up to Smog? Smoke? Depends, apparently. And maybe a bit past that. But yeah, those movies are good. Big fan of those Electronics Art published Lord of the Rings games back from the 6th gen. And I saw the weird 40 frames per second version of the first Hobbit film that you can no longer watch.
How did that treat
And
you?
that wasn't so good.
How did that frame rate treat you? 'Cause I heard
Yeah,
some
it's
people
weird.
got sick watching that.
That
We'll
thing
get to
is
that in a
sick.
minute.
It just looks strange. Even though the whole frame rate movie thing it's entirely socially constructed, it just looks off.
Well, Cass, what's your familiarity with Lord of the Rings?
Well, I certainly fell in love with those Peter Jackson directed movies, that original trilogy. I read The Hobbit because I was inspired to. I tried reading the Lord of the Rings books afterwards, but a little too dense for me. So I think I made it like halfway through the Fellowship of the Ring before I'm like, reading's for nerds.
Fair.
I had a father figure in my life who was very much into Lord of the Rings and all things Tolkien. So they definitely instilled a appreciation in that world, in that wider world, the Silmarillion et al. And so those Hobbit movies started coming out, right? I saw that first one in 3D, which I can't
3D?
see because I'm stereo blind,
Same
and
here.
48 frames per second, which didn't make me motion sick, but the person I was watching with the movie with definitely was feeling it. But we stuck it through, and it was not worth it, and I did not return to the theaters to see the 2 follow-up Hobbit films. Was not inspired to commit to it in that capacity. And of course, the video games. I definitely played a ton of The Return of the King across GameCube in a co-op capacity, and that Game Boy Advance game that's a Diablo-like, which I adored for some reason. Played it on a Casual Monday, our Casual Monday show that we don't always mention on the main show, but we do it. It's a fun show. It's a fun game. I stand by that. Stand by Lord of the Rings, even though recent entries, recent adaptations between this Gollum game and I believe that Amazon series are apparently not great. But I guess we're going to find out about the game, aren't we? Maybe it's a hidden treasure buried deep beneath the dark, dank caves,
Maybe
waiting to
everyone
be unearthed
who was
by a
dunking
crafty
on,
hobbit.
maybe everyone was dunking on it 2 years ago was wrong. Maybe all the videos that exist of it are deep fakes. For my own perspective, I have no attachment to Lord of the Rings. I have a friend who loved it, and I learned a lot of like stuff from him vicariously. He does a mean Smeagol voice, which is not to say Gollum, because that's also a mean Smeagol voice, but we'll get into that. I went to see all of the original trilogy of the Peter Jackson movies, and I fell asleep during every single one of them in theater.
Ooh, you'd really like the extended cuts then.
Yeah, it bored the hell out of me. Never saw any other ones, never read the books. I did play some of the EA, like, Muso games. Those were fun.
Sure. Yeah, we'll call them that, sure.
The only Lord of the Rings game I played all the way through was, I think it was called Lord of the Rings Conquest, which was basically Lord of the Rings Battlefront.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
My distinct memory of
much
that,
me.
I played it with my friend who was the huge Lord of the Rings fan. We played all of it in one sitting, like through one night. And I just remember the very end of the game, it ends with a what-if scenario in the hero campaign where, surprise, Sauron isn't dead, and he just comes to the Shire to kill everybody. And I was playing as one of the hobbits in that mission, and I just stealthed, and I walked up behind Sauron, and I backstabbed him and killed him instantly and beat the whole mission. So Sauron, the evil, essentially demigod of the universe, gets shanked by a hobbit in the Shire and dies. He came to the wrong part of town.
Gandalf was right. The hobbits were the saviors.
Rob Namby says, that's what happens to books if you mean Saruman. No, I mean Sauron. I mean the big bad. I mean, after we threw the ring in the volcano, he just doesn't die, comes back, and anyway, it was a fun game. But yeah, we'll find out about this game tonight, because, like I said, not well received, not well remembered.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I did play Shadow of Mordor and War. Shadow of Mordor, pretty cool. Shadow of War.
Oh yeah, that was all right. I played Mordor. Should play it again.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
not
that first
tonight.
one. That was not tonight.
We got some more important things to get to tonight. We got like something way bigger than that. Something that's been a long time coming on the show, and that would be Charky's stream snack. So tonight's stream snack is an Alani Nu cherry slush, which I've yet to open. I'm gonna have to do that while y'all talk. But tonight's snack is Marinella sponge cookies. Now, have you? I told you about this last night, Cass, when we were just talking. But Johnny, have you ever heard of sponge?
No.
All right.
I heard that word and I got very confused instantly.
Such an appetizing word. Immediately wets the mouth.
So, do you know Hostess snowballs at all? They're like big marshmallow balls coated in shredded coconut. Yeah.
Not by that name, but yes.
So, imagine that, but you take 4 of them and you make them really, really tiny. And then you put them on top of like a shortbread cookie. I think it's a shortbread cookie. And then in the middle of that cluster of 4 snowballs, you put some like strawberry jam. That is a sponge. Apparently, I was told that it is a portmanteau of sponge and crunch. Sponge. Yeah. It is pretty good. It is definitely something I think would go best with milk. And I don't have milk. I have an energy drink, so I will have to make do. It is a good thing that we have some long reading sections in the history section tonight because this is going to take a while to chew through any individual one. But what did y'all bring tonight? Starting with Cass, because I know it's going to be a quick one.
I brought crunches. They're like these little, like, it's a combination of sponge and crunch, you see. And no, I just brought my Monster Energy Ultraviolet as per usual.
And Johnny, what did you bring tonight?
Yeah, I've got my coffee as usual. Though today I have caramel latte. Snack-wise, I'm low on stuff. I've actually got to go and buy stuff. But I have a barbecue pepperami pork stick, and then I probably won't eat them because they don't sound good. I have the Snack and Jack mini rice corn cakes, but these are salt and vinegar, and I don't really do salt and vinegar. But you know, desperate times. So yeah, got a little pork sausage, which Minnie is already interested in.
I've never gone for a salt and vinegar chip or anything like that. Like, it's the vinegar. Like, I don't do good
it's too much
with vinegar. And like
a little bit's fine, but yeah, it's too much. It's too much in crisps and chips. Yeah.
There's also evidence of I don't do vinegar on stream in the Matrix episode where I accidentally got an apple cider vinegar drink and drank it. That was not good.
That's supposed to be good for your gut, though.
I heard in Britain, actually, or in the UK in general, that there's a law that, like, fish and chips places can't label their sauces vinegar because, for the most part, they don't actually use vinegar. They use, like, this kind of synthetic stuff. But everyone still just labels it vinegar anyway because the government is not going to go to literally every fish and chip place in the country and write them up.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but that sounds very believable.
Alright, well, I think that will do it for the stream snack, then. And let us get to that 16:9 screen for our history section, which, Cass, I believe you will take the lead on this one. Start with.
Yeah, but I'm gonna absolutely need to pass the baton on to other folk because it's a long one. Sorry, but let us begin at the beginning. If you could show me the slides so I actually know what I'm looking at, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. So here we have the logo for the Lord of the Rings Gollum, which was initially announced to the world on March 25th, 2019. The first outlet to get the scoop, to get handed the scoop, as it were, would have been Hollywood Reporter and an article by Patrick Shanley, who reported on the announcement. And I'm going to read this one mostly pretty much in full because it does cover the initial vision and scope for the game. My precious, because every one of these fucking articles has got to have Lord of the Rings references in it. They'll toss stuff in there apropos of nothing, whether it fits or not, just to establish that, yeah, we've seen the movies. I guess that's very important to these beat writers. Anyway, German video game developer Daedalic Entertainment unveiled its upcoming title, Lord of the Rings Gollum, on Monday. The action-adventure game will follow the years of the popular J.R.R. Tolkien character after he acquired the One Ring, but before the events of the Lord of the Rings novels and films. There's going to be a quote from CEO and co-founder of Daedalic Entertainment, Karsten Fetchelman. You already have that big conflict in the character, two voices talking to you continuously, which means there is a good reason that there are decisions to make in the game, the Smeagol decisions or the Gollum decision. We have the story that we all know from the book, but everything that happens to him before he appears in the book are the main things we will see in our game. We will tell the story before he first appears in the books. Daedalic partnered with Middle-earth Enterprises to develop and publish the new game, which is slated for release in 2021 on PC and, quote, all relevant console platforms at that time. Gollum is the first title being developed in the new partnership between Daedalic and Middle-earth, but plans for future games in the future are in the works. Further games in the future. I was about to criticize them for saying future games in the future, for doubling up on a word there, but just a misspeak on my end. Our goal was to present a storytelling experience, About 4 years ago, I caught Middle Earth Enterprises in Berkeley, maybe like Peter Jackson did 20 years ago, and I said, we're interested in licensing Lord of the Rings. Fichtelman says of the formation of the partnership. One would call it a fellowship, even. After some negotiations, it was clear that the Tolkien estate looked for a company that was capable of doing something which is more story orientated than some of the other products that came out over the last years. Fichtelman says that Daedalic's goal with its Lord of the Rings projects is not to go, quote, too deep into the uncanny valley by making hyper-realistic games. When it comes to shapes, colors, we definitely try to produce something that is a statement, he says. The 2021 release date for Gollum coincides with Amazon's planned premiere date for its $1 billion Lord of the Rings television series that is currently in production.
Yeah.
So 2021 release date slated there. We'll see how that goes.
Before we move on, I would like to ask a question. And I grant, I come at this from a perspective of someone who doesn't hate Lord of the Rings. Not at all. I think it is a fine story. I think it's an interesting story. But I would like to ask, when they're making a game about filling in the blanks of Gollum's story, because, you know, the looks cover when he got the ring and when he had his falling out with his friends and the rest of the hobbits, and time skip over to the actual, you know, adventure. Who gives a shit? Right? Like Gollum? Like, what was Gollum doing in between those two things? Well, he was sitting in a cave and shitting on rocks, and then he went to jail and shit in a jail cell, and then he got out of jail and he went back to a cave. That's kind of everything, right? Like, why do we need to flesh out his story?
At some point I was going to mention that this idea sounded bad on paper. From the start,
yeah, a lot of the reviewers and journos covering this do ask that very same question, like, who cares? Why Gollum of all characters? I don't know. I think he's an interesting character. I think he's a character that you can flesh out in some capacity. I'm not inherently against the idea of Gollum getting his own game, personally. Does it need to exist? Absolutely not. But I can think of worse characters.
We'll probably get into this once we talk about the game, but I feel like when you're especially feeling at the point in time where he wasn't really doing much anything. Anyway, let's move on to the next slide for now.
Yes, and let's establish our two key players here, those being Middle-earth Enterprises and Daedalic Entertainment. We'll start with the top. Middle-earth Enterprises, formerly known as Tolkien Enterprises, was founded in 1977 in order to own and license the literary rights to The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, specifically, quote, the names of characters contained within, as well as the names of places, objects, and events within them, and certain short phrases and sayings from the works. So back in the day, Tolkien had sold the film, stage, and merchandising rights of those works to United Artists in around 1969, who then turned around and sold them to the Saul Zantes Company in 1976, which in turn formed Tolkien Enterprises as a subsidiary before rebranding that subsidiary as Middle-earth Enterprises in around 2010, so after the Peter Jackson movies and so forth.
Why are we naming our company after some dead guy no one cares about?
And eventually, this brand would enter into the sweet embrace of the Embracer Group sometime in around 2022, so mid-development of Lord of the Rings Gollum. That's a little bit of a shakeup.
Hey, so you remember when people were really excited about Embracer Group buying all the companies? They're like, yeah, they're going to revive everything. They're bringing back games.
Finally, and then we've had games ever since, so clearly they succeeded in their mission statement. It's Middle-earth Enterprises who would negotiate the rights to the Lord of the Rings films, to New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers, to video games like of Sierra Entertainment's The Hobbit game, as well as Electronic Arts' movie tie-ins, a number of tabletop and board game releases, and all other manner of Lord of the Rings ephemera in between. They'd also face scrutiny for alleging copyright infringement against basically anyone. A lot of local businesses, the likes of Birmingham's The Hungry Hobbit Cafe in 2011, a Southampton pub by the name of The Hobbit in 2012, and a vegan fast food chain, Lord of the Fries. All these moves ended up backfiring spectacularly on them, with a lot of public scrutiny. Stephen Fry, famous actor, emerged to accuse Middle-earth Enterprises of engaging in, quote, senseless bullying over these copyrights.
I didn't know that Tolkien also wrote Lord of the Flies, the novel that I don't think he
Yeah, that's
wrote.
what Lord of the Flies alleged, was like, no, it's not based on Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the Flies, obviously.
Oh,
And they won. And they won that lawsuit, by the way.
okay.
So
I had that same confusion when I read this. I was like, I didn't think he wrote Lord of the Flies.
So, it's a company that just basically, it's a holding company. It's a company that holds onto rights and sells them to the highest
Yeah.
bidders. Many such companies like it, but this one is theirs. So we move on to Daedalic Entertainment, who for their part were established as a German games developer in around 2007, responsible largely for adventure games, the likes of the Edna and Harvey series, a movie tie-in by the name of One and a Half Nights, a popular German movie apparently, as well as the Deponia and Blackguards series, which you may have actually heard of. In their later capacity as a games publisher, they released games the likes of the Shadow Tactics series, Dead Synchronicity, the Franz Kafka video game, which I didn't know was a thing, and that's a great title for it, and Felix the Reaper, which I remember being a fairly charming little indie game. Came out in like the early 2020s. The company, that is to say, Daedalic Entertainment, had something of a turbulent sort of history leading up to the release of Gollum. In around 2016, they had to lay off most of their production and marketing departments. They made some unwise expansion efforts in around 2018, which ultimately leads to the liquidations of several of their subsidiary studios in around 2021. And ultimately, they found themselves forced to sell themselves to French publishing conglomerate Nacon in 2022 again, right in the middle of development of Lord of the Rings Gollum. To say that their company history leading up to Gollum had been tumultuous, maybe something of an understatement. No doubt owing in part to the adventure games niche they largely existed in. They never really amounted to much of a major force in the industry, and so Gollum perhaps represented their best, if not their last chance, to make a mark on the market and to establish Daedalic as a name to be reckoned with, someone who can deal with licenses and maybe compete in that AAA space of big name licensed products. We'll see how that goes for them, won't we? Next slide.
Okay.
So,
Right.
initial details of the game. Some of the first reporting we get on the subject of Lord of the Rings Gollum in terms of its gameplay comes from Joe Screbbles, who reports on behalf of IGN in a hands-off preview. This is published August 24th, 2020. I'm posting links to all these sources in chat. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find them in the description, so you can read these in full. I'm going to read partially from this one, but I'm going to give him a fair bit of room to work with here, because he gets a few early observations, pretty much like head on. He pretty much nails it just looking at a 20-minute hands-off preview of the game here. So let us read. The Lord of the Rings Gollum will mix Prince of Persia-like stealth action, feature a branching narrative, and expand on the hints given by J.R.R. Tolkien about the Stoor, formerly known as Smeagol, to create a brand new Lord of the Rings story that aims to fit alongside the books. Daedalic still isn't showing off gameplay footage of its 2021 next-gen stealth project, but the game's developers spoke exclusively to IGN about Gollum's mixture of stealth action and interactive narrative gameplay, how they're expanding on Tolkien's original fiction, how they tried to create a version of the character you actually want to spend time with, and more. Gollum will be a game broadly spent in two distinct states, either stealthily making your way past the various hulking threats living in Mordor, and making narrative choices as the warming personalities of Smeagol and Gollum fight for control. The former should be familiar to many. A quote from lead game designer Martin Wilkes. The game mixes stealth with vertical climbing parkour. If you want a reference, you might think of it as similar to Prince of Persia. It's mostly a non-combat game, but Gollum will be able to stealthily take out enemies. However, this will not be easy and always come with a big risk. We want players to carefully weigh these encounters. After all, Gollum's strengths lie in cunning, not combat. I'm cunning, sure. I mean, he fails a riddle game in The Hobbit very famously. He's not exactly the
Well,
brightest bulb in the drawer,
yeah, but Bilbo cheats is the thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Also, he's conniving, so there's that.
Between those stealth sections, Gollum will be forced to make decisions and dialogue choices, choosing from responses proposed by both his gentler Smeagol personality and the Gollum psyche that emerged after he was corrupted by the One Ring. So, do those decisions mean there's a branching narrative to play through? There There is, explains Shannon. Also, the decisions you make affect the way the game feels. You always either play as Smeagol or as Gollum as the dominant persona, and that can influence animation, soundscape, certain gameplay situations, and in game dialogue. Daedalus quick to make it clear that it won't be changing the source material. This is a prequel to the Lord of the Rings books, meaning Gollum has to reach a set place by the end of the game, but the journey there can change. The Lord of the Rings Gollum will come to PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC in 2021. Still using that release date there. So, funny thing about that release date, the first of several delays was reported on by PD Onito on behalf of IGN. Uh, this is a article published January 26, 2021. So early on in the year, they were aware that they'd have to delay it into the next year. To read from this IGN article, The Lord of the Rings Gollum has been delayed to 2022. Nacon, the new publisher, announced the news on Twitter, confirming the company's involvement alongside developer Daedalus. The game's 2021 release window was first announced in 2019. This is the first major word we've gotten since last August, when Gollum's developers spoke to IGN about the game's stealth mechanics and branching narrative. PDO and this is just the closer at the end. This is like in italics. This is the sign off for the author here. PD Onito is a freelance writer for IGN who is very, very excited for all of this Lord of the Rings stuff. Please don't be like the Hobbit movies. Because, again, it's very hip to hate on the Hobbit movies, and rightfully so, one would say.
All right.
I'm going to pass the next bit off to Johnny.
Yep.
I would like you, if you can, to read from this IGN preview covered by one Matt Purslow, who is a previewer for IGN, I suppose, who got a hands-off preview. Again, it's something like 20 minutes where they got to look at the game. And I think this is the one I actually thought I was linking to earlier, but this is a case of a guy just looking at the game and basically nailing every aspect of it, predicting exactly how the game is going to play out. So please take it away, and sorry it's so long.
No. Mount Doomed? The store Hobbit Smeagol, corrupted into the twisted form of Gollum by the One Ring, is not the most obvious protagonist for a video game, but there is potential for the dual personalities of the Lord of the Rings' sneakiest character to translate to fun gameplay, a battle between cowardice and vindictiveness, fought within the very mind of a playable character, could spin off into challenging choices and unique gameplay. Sadly, it looks as if the upcoming Lord of the Rings Gollum from developer Daedalic Entertainment is struggling to find such an entrancing angle. During a recent hands-off presentation, I was shown just over 20 minutes of beta gameplay footage from the Lord of the Rings Gollum. This was split across two Middle-earth locations, Curith Ungol, the path that runs through the mountains of Mordor and acts as a stage for the game's first chapter, and Thranduil, the Elvenkin's woodland realm. While Gollum is inspired by the books rather than the movies, these locations draw from more or less the same palette used for Peter Jackson's fantasy epic and are so instantly recognizable. While Gollum can fight, he can murder via the time-honored tradition of stealth takedowns. But strangling unaware enemies drains your stamina meter, and if you don't have enough endurance to finish the job, then it's game over. Daedalic explains that there is some leeway to escape enemies should they spot you, but being very close to alerted foes will result in them capturing you. This adds a substantial amount of risk to takedowns, but it does raise concerns about how prevalent instant fail stealth will be across the entire game.
A rightful concern, I would say.
Among the gloomy rock faces of the Mordor mountains were perfect, highly visible lines of Gollum for Gollum to shimmy along. Vertical routes were covered in climbing vines that hung unnaturally, like thick carpets. Rock formations in the woodland realm had strangely flat surfaces and rounded edges instead of naturally craggy finishes, which made the caverns look weirdly manufactured, only reinforcing the feeling that many of the routes that had arrows painted on the surface to indicate direction of travel, which seems entirely out of place in Tolkien's world. Could this have not been scrollings in black speech, akin to how God of War uses runes for its own climbing paths? Never mind the War of the Ring. It seems that there's a war between environment and level design.
Fighting?
There is also a struggle to make the world distinct from the most famous Lord of the Rings adaptation. Gollum mostly looks and sounds like the Andy Serkis version from the movies, save for his shock of black hair, with each side of his dual personality having similar vocal and movement traits. It makes the performance seem like a bit of an impression rather than a fresh interpretation of the book. There's definitely some BioWare-ish potential in those dialogue choices, but I'm left a little puzzled as to why Lord of the Rings Gollum doesn't appear to be doing more with the concept. I can envision a game in which opting for Spiegel's choices enhances your climbing skills, providing more options that suit a conflict-averse side of the character, while choosing to focus on the Gollum personality buffs your stealth toolkit. But there are no unlockable skills. Daedalic confirmed that Gollum has all of his abilities from the very start of the game.
Exciting. Who needs
With
progression, right?
yeah,
Fuck it.
with no ability-based character development across the span of the game, level design will have to be incredibly varied and inventive to continuously offer engaging challenges and a sense of progression. Even the Elfin King's Hall segment of the presentation, taken from halfway through the game, seemed to be made up of little more than climbing ledges and pillars with no real need of overcoming obstructions. Some climbing surfaces do require stamina management to traverse, but that didn't appear to offer any significant challenge. I'm left with the impression of a game that will simply ask us to move from A to B down linear pathways without much opportunity for experimentation or expression. Hopefully, that's not the case. Hopefully, both segments of the game shown in the presentation are just poor examples of what a Daedalic has crafted, or perhaps Golem's strengths simply don't lie in what was shown. It does draw from one of the deepest wells of fantasy lore in existence, after all, so perhaps a story with complex choices is actually hiding behind this dull slice of the gameplay. But for now, I'm left with an underwhelming impression of a simple game that would have landed better in an era where Peter Jackson's trilogy was still in cinemas than it will in 2022. We'll see if that feeling is right when Lord of the Rings Gollum releases on all those platforms for September the 1st, 2022.
Hopefully, this dodgeball that Apollo is flinging right at my head is actually going to miss.
Bobinator raises a good point in chat, which is how often is a game preview, especially in our modern times, this outwardly negative? And yeah,
That's rare.
not very often. Not very often are games of this sort not given the benefit of the doubt. Usually they're couching
Yeah.
it in like, this is still very early.
Oh,
This
he
wasn't
tried.
hands-on.
They tried at the end there. They were trying to be like,
Yeah.
maybe everything I played is not an indicator of what I'm going to end up.
Yeah, they normally
doing.
give the publisher like a lot of benefits of the doubt, and even I think a decent chunk of the gaming audience does not like these kind of previews because they would see this as opinionated. So just tell me what's in the game. I don't care if you think it's good or not.
Yeah,
So
this
this
Matt
is pretty bold,
Purslow,
and I
he really
appreciate it.
sets a tone here, especially for IGN. There's going to be a sort of a running thread here of IGN. Most of the sources I have here do come from IGN because it does tell a little bit of a story where there's a moment where their tone changes, surprisingly enough. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So the last line of that mentions the September 1st, 2022 release. Give me that next slide. So, delay
Yay!
number 2.
The classic white text on black background.
Oh,
Get ready for a lot of this,
a
too,
lot of
by the
those,
way.
yeah.
Multiple running themes through this history section. But yes, this comes from Bill Givens' reporting on Gollum's second announced delay on behalf of IGN again. Published July 25th, 2022. Sorry, Tolkien fans. Daedalic has announced that its upcoming stealth title, The Lord of the Rings Gollum, has been delayed by a few months so that the team can deliver the best possible experience. The studio shared the news via Twitter, where it thanked fans for their ongoing patience regarding the release of The Lord of the Rings Gollum. The statement, which says that the game has been pushed back by a few months, promises that the team is dedicated to, quote, uncovering the untold story of Gollum in a way that honors the vision of J.R.R. Tolkien. While no updated release date was given, the statement promises an update on the exact timing in the, quote, near future. The game was initially planned for release on September 1st. Well, it wasn't initially planned, it was that was, remember, first delay. So, with only a handful of months before the end of the year, it's now feasible that it could join the growing list of games to be delayed into 2023. That may be for the best, though, based on what we've seen in Lord of the Rings Gollum already, featuring a hyperlink to that long thing you just read, Johnny, by Matt
Hmm.
Purslow. So that was July 25th, 2022. Our next update, keep it on the slide, comes on January 24th, 2023, where the game is delayed again at the top of the year again. This comes from Travis Northrup, again reporting on behalf of IGN. The Lord of the Rings Gollum isn't launching until April at the earliest. French games publisher Nacon, who is co-publishing Daedalic Entertainment's upcoming action-adventure game, The Lord of the Rings Gollum, recently released an earnings report that detailed yet another delay for the Tolkien-inspired adventure. The report lists Gollum as one of their titles that will be released in, quote, the first half of the fiscal year 2023-2024, which, due to Nacon's offset fiscal calendar, places that window between April and September of this year. Previously, Daedalic Entertainment delayed the title from its initial 2021 window to 2022, then delayed it again by, quote, a few months, offering no specific release date at that time, but not so far off as this new timeframe places it. Gollum is a stealth game with a narrative focus that takes place during Bilbo's heyday, chronicled in The Hobbit and movies, books and movies, immediately after the halfling comes to possess the One Ring. IGN saw 20 minutes of last year and was not impressed, which may explain the delays. I want to read that line again, just to make sure I didn't misspeak. This is verbatim. IGN saw 20 minutes of last year and was not impressed, which may explain the delays. So again, one, grammatically fucked up. They're missing a couple words there. Two, again, referencing that same piece, that same 20-minute preview, published again by Matt Purslow. So they are really calling their shot here. All this reporting seems to indicate that, like, everyone reporting on this thinks this game is fucking doomed from the start.
I mean, there's a famous Miyamoto quote that a rush game is forever bad, but a delayed game is guaranteed to be good.
Yeah, that's how I've come to understand it. So that was January 24th, 2023. This will be the final delay, mercifully, or unmercifully, I suppose. And we're going to get into why the game was delayed so many times internally. We will get to that towards the end of the history section. But for now, we still got a little bit of time before release for Daedalic to step in it once again. Cut to that next screen if you don't mind. So what we have here on screen is a tweet by the promotional account for Lord of the Rings Gollum, where they announced some of the DLC offerings. If I can quote this piece, if I can bring it up on my end, put my peepers on. Yes, Precious, we have a special edition. Features the full game. Oh, they spoil us. The art exhibition application, the lore compendium, a 45-minute OST, and Sindarian voice acting. Pre-order and get the Emotes Pack DLC, which includes 6 of Gollum's iconic gestures and sayings. And you can see here one of the first responses to this is from a Twitter user by the name of Avalon LP, who says, is it possible to buy the game physical and then upgrade it to the Precious Edition? To which Lord of the Rings Gollum account responds, you'll need to purchase the DLCs individually if you already had a physical copy. So that's just great.
Yippee!
There is further reporting on this because this tweet doesn't really get a lot of traction, but there's definitely some people who go to speculating on the likes of Reddit and so forth about how they're about to nickel and dime the hell out of this game. So it takes Liam Croft of Push Square to inquire to Daedalic about, like, okay, clarify this because you're about to get raked over the coals here. So this is an article published April 17th, 2023, an article titled Lord of the Rings Gollum Studio Clarifies Paywalled Voice Acting DLC.
Would you like me to take this one?
Yeah, please.
All right. A piece of DLC for the £54.99 or $59.99 version of the Lord of the Rings Gollum drew some ire this past weekend, as it appears to lock elven voice acting behind a paywall. The Precious Edition bundles in a Sindarian VO bonus with the base game, along with 3 other DLC packs, and a press release says it adds, quote, additional voice acting in the Elvish tongue of Sindarian, done by professionals and made for Middle-earth diehard fans, end quote. Other outlets picked this description up, suggesting this is the only way to hear elves speak in their native language of Sindarian in the game. However, this isn't the case. A statement provided to Push Square from Daedalic Entertainment suggests the optional DLC isn't quite as egregious. The developer told us that even if you own just the base game, elves will still speak in Sindarian when necessary. The The DLC is designed to add extra flavor and atmosphere to the more random NPCs you encounter as you work your way through the game. Quote, Sendarian VO expansion, I'll just say voice over expansion, adds additional Sendarian lines to some of the characters in the background, a representative explained. While traversing through Mirkwood and other parts of Middle-earth, Gollum will be able to listen to various dialogues between elves. These dialogues add to the atmosphere and world building. Daedalic went the extra mile here and hired professional voice actors who are trained in Sendarian by our lore experts. It is a DLC for the real Tolkien devotees who want to immerse themselves even more in the world of Middle-earth. For an extra £5 or $10, the Precious Edition includes the Sendarian voiceover pack, along with additional lore compendium, an art exhibition, and the soundtrack. Lord of the Rings Gollum releases for PS5, PS4 on 25th May 2023.
Thank you kindly. So that seems like the most useless piece of DLC ever. Stuff that just should be in the game. But, you know, at least it's isn't necessary. At least it's completely superfluous. At least it's completely skippable and being marketed explicitly to super fans, to fucking dweebs who, like, in addition to learning Klingon, learn how to speak Sendarian, I guess. So, I'm glad they hired professional voice actors as opposed to unprofessional ones, as opposed to just Jimmy off the street here.
So I want to say, I might mention it again for the sake of folks who skip the history section, which, why would you? These are great. We did not buy the DLC for this game. We will not be playing with any of this. I thought about it. I thought about just getting the emotes pack because that would be very funny, but I'm not going to spend the money on that.
Speaking of that emotes pack DLC, you may have noticed that the article there, which is, you know, something of a defense of the DLC, of the nickel and diming here, by Push Square, completely just skips over the day one emotes pack DLC, which was already getting widely mocked by people, was really the thing that was most egregious in this pack in terms of, like, consumer feedback. And the description of that piece of DLC, just to explain exactly what it is, quote, 6 iconic emotes inspired by the character Gollum, which you can use to proclaim my precious and express a range of emotions in the game whenever you want. Not a multiplayer game, a single player game. You're doing emotes for the benefit of no one. You can get 6 of them for $3. What a steal. Oy vey.
Yeah, this DLC stuff is like the first I heard of this game, which is obviously a bad sign. And it was just like, it wasn't even this is exploitative, you'll take advantage of the people. It's just like, it was so transparent of just like, you're not even trying. You're literally canning like little animations and voice lines behind extra transactions on day one. Like the lack of shame in that was laughable and still is.
I feel like that's... I think that's like the financial equivalent of doing that thing where you like jerk your fist back and forth while you're looking at somebody.
So that's all pretty damning. And like you said, Johnny, I think it's a good point to raise, which is that this was the first a lot of people were hearing of this game. Most people who had not been following this game since its announcement in 2019 through all the delays. So this flurry of press coming out right before the game's release was a lot of people's just first exposure in general. This game didn't have trailers at the Game Awards or the benefit of any of that marketing. So when this is your first impression, that's usually a bad sign. But there's an even worse sign to come. Just 2 days before the game's release. Next slide. So, on May 23rd of 2023, just 2 days ahead of Gollum's release, the YouTube channel Seven Anone, which features an eclectic range of gameplay videos and children's content produced in Arabic. It's certainly a YouTube channel. They posted nothing less than a full playthrough of the game 2 days before release. How the channel seemed to get hands on the game early, whether it was their own playthrough or a repost of some other leaker's content, may forever remain unknown. The video was quickly detected by the likes of Reset Era, with users scanning through it and coming to a shared determination. Game didn't look particularly good. You can see some of these early reactions collected in this Reset Era thread here. Obviously, the video itself was deleted pretty quickly, but not before some of the users on this forum were screenshotting it, talking about what they had seen, discussing it, and then coming to that conclusion.
You know, you can make fun of this screenshot and all, but like, if this was posted on some sort of like social media, like Rat Every Hour account, everyone would be saying like, "Oh, what a cutie."
and it's gonna be so cute. We're gonna see him throughout the entire game looking like this. We're gonna get into some of the graphical downgrade stuff too, I suppose, because some of those early screenshots we were showing were clearly mock-ups. I don't know if that needed to be
Mhm.
said. That some of the early ones we had in the slideshow clearly look very different from how the game ends up looking. And it's not like a day one patch situation. There were some folk in that reset era thread who were speculating like y'all are gonna be ashamed of your words and deeds once the day one patch drops. It never did. What we see here is what the game more or less looks like. I do want to get further into what was seen here, the leaked walkthrough. Logan Plant reports on behalf of IGN in an article titled "The entirety of Lord of the Rings Gollum leaks on YouTube ahead of release," published May 23rd, 2023. The Lord of the Rings Gollum launches this Thursday, May 25th, but the entire game has been leaked online ahead of release. We won't share or link to any spoilers here, but someone posted a video walkthrough the whole game on YouTube. The video has since been taken down, but it stayed online for several hours before it was removed. There are threads on both Reddit and Reset Era discussing the leaked footage. IGN has reached out to developer Daedalic Entertainment for comment. As far as I can tell, they never got back to them. It's been a long road to release for Gollum, as the game was originally scheduled to come out in 2021. After a pile of delays, we learned of its current release date earlier this year. And okay, brace yourselves here. We've heard IGN consistently reference that same fucking piece about how bad the game looked in preview. See if you can detect a tone shift here. We went hands-on with the game back in March, and we said, The Lord of the Rings Gollum does at least make a good first impression, outlining a solid case for piloting one of the strangest and yet most important characters in the lore. So, at a certain point, IGN puts out a different piece, a different preview piece, a couple months before the game's release, by a different writer, who is a lot more enthusiastic, we'll call it, and just pretends here like they hadn't been thrashing the game for the past like 2 years, just like completely whitewashing their own coverage of this game up to this point, as it's nearing release. I don't have an explanation for this. I can speculate.
Mm-mm.
I can assume that, I don't want to get accused of being like one of those people when I say this, but money changing hands, perhaps. Pay for play coverage, perhaps, being talked to by publishers at all about
Crossing IGN off of the list.
Yeah. I would speculate more towards the blacklisting threat.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm crossing IGN in its entirety off of the list of
Of
potential
people we'll
guests.
collaborate with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's another possible thing here is that a Daedalic or Nacon threatened that, hey, if you're not giving us positive press, if you're being overly negative in your preview coverage, then we're not going to send you a key for the game or for future games. I mean, who's to say? This is one of those things that you're not going to get any sort of clarification on, even if you ask the writers involved in this. But it's certainly distinct. It certainly stood out to me. It certainly marks like a complete like detachment, complete disavowalment of all their previous coverage. And so how could it not stick out? I guess the reality is that most people aren't scrolling through and going through, every article leading up to a game's release in anticipation of playing it in the way that we do for the history section. So it was just one of those things they could have gotten away with very easily, but I'm calling attention to it now because it fucking reeks to me. But we'll move on from that and move on to the critical reception as Gollum does eventually, ultimately launch. And this is the screenshot that birthed a million posts on social media. It has become sort of symbolic and indicative of the game as released. To quickly break down the Metacritic scores by platform before we get into some review samples here, the game scores a 43 on Metacritic for the Xbox Series X release, a 38 for its PC release, and a 33 out of 100 in its PS5 capacity. The first review we're going to read from here is the highest rating review, one of the highest rating, at least in the English language. This is some of the most positive coverage you will find. It comes courtesy of David Burdett, who sees fit to bequeath it a 70% on behalf of Gaming Trend. I'll read this first one. After an extremely slow start, the first chapter is a tutorial and the first 3 a slog, everything picks up as you become a bit of a personal favorite of the Warden. Here you find different motivations for Gollum as well as others, and it livens up the foreground of this background character's life. That doesn't mean Gollum is lacking, however, with plenty to say in any situation, along with manipulating people to his will. People severely underestimate him, which is what leads to many of the circumstances you'll find yourself in. It all culminates in a very interesting narrative that keeps you engaged with each morsel that comes your way. If I could give one piece of advice, it's to stick around through the rough opening. It's not just in being slow, it's that there's a lot of repetition in what you're doing, along with very dull sections of chapters. Some feel like they shouldn't even be there, feeling a bit like padding and long in the tooth. If you can handle these as they occur, it usually pays off with some meaty story for you to enjoy. Just like Gollum, I'm a bit split.
Ah,
Chish. The
ah.
name of this review, by the way, is Split Personality, so they really went all in on that fucking angle there. Gollum features a great story that adds to the lore, along with a terrific stealth system, but it misses the mark in other areas. A finicky and redundant platforming system, mixed with dialogue system that lacks bite, makes for a combination that drags the rest down. Gollum is always so close to the ring, but ever so far. So that's as nice as anyone ever was about the game. Most
Mhm.
people were not so nice. We'll cut now to IGN, who at this point, after that weird about face, just dropped the pretense and review the game as is. This is a 4 out of 10 scoring review by one Justin Correis, again, on behalf of IGN. And Sharky, you around?
Yeah.
Why don't you read this one?
All right. Playing as Gollum sounded like it might have been a decent pitch for a game, since he's one of the more interesting and famous characters in J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy universe. He and Smeagol are two sides of the same coin. The good person that was Smeagol was tragically corrupted by the One Ring, twisted into this pathetic creature. It's his clammy, bare feet that we step into, ostensibly with the goal of regaining possession of the ring from Bilbo Baggins. However, most of your time is spent experiencing Gollum's time as a prisoner during the years between The Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring in a linear, story-driven series of levels.
Shitting in a prison cell, like you
Yeah.
said.
Prison Simulator, Mordor Edition, is sadly less interesting than it sounds. I couldn't shake the feeling I was supposed to be on a grand Lord of the Rings adventure, and was instead stuck collecting bits and baubles for forgettable NPCs and hiding in bushes to hide from monotonous guard patrols. There are generally 3 phases to any level, and they range from uninteresting to just plain bad. There's the chores phase, in which Gollum goes from one waypoint to another to complete some menial task. There's always some conceptually different scenario, like crawling through small openings, detonating explosives, but functionally, it's a series of marches across the same areas over and over again. It never feels like there's any point to it, just busy work. It can be fun to run around with Gollum, thanks to his surprising sprint speed, but he has a stamina meter that depletes in just a few seconds. It takes far longer to replenish. Trying to get anywhere involves too little speed, too much waiting, and an unfortunate amount of hearing Gollum choking on his own breath. The Lord of the Rings Gollum fails to provide a satisfying answer to the big whys. Why, of all interesting characters in Lord of the Rings lore, would anyone want to play an entire game as Gollum? Why would one trade the solid action of prior games in this universe for busy work, uninspired and frustrating platforming, and bad stealth? It's not clear who this is for, or what it was intended to achieve. What is clear is that it's not fun to play, and not something to recommend to any but the most curious and dedicated Lord of the Rings fan.
So that's certainly a bit more measured. Uh, now, one of the lowest scoring reviews, since I do like to have a range here, and this one comes courtesy of GameSpot. Usually I have to go to some sort of fringe publication, but no, GameSpot were plenty happy to stick the dagger in this fucking game with a 2 out of 10 scoring review written by one Sam Pape. And Johnny, would you do the honors?
Mhm. When it comes to art, I'm something of a masochist. I listen to music that the average listener might describe as unlistenable. I relish in the skin crawling cringiness of the major motion picture musical cats. I gravitate towards games that make me beat my head against the wall, for better or for worse. However, every pain junkie has their limits, and Lord of the Rings Gollum pushed me to mine, and then some. The long delayed stealth adventure from Daedalic Entertainment, centered around one of Middle Earth's most iconic, if not exactly likable characters, does not simply miss the mark here or there. It's an unbridled disaster of truly epic, like Tolkien level epic proportions. Beyond its overly simple level design, jarringly dated graphics, and deep, uninteresting gameplay, The Lord of the Rings Gollum is broken to the point where it's nearly unplayable, making it one of the worst uses of a licensed property in recent memory. Much like Gollum's quest for the One Ring, my quest to complete The Lord of the Rings Gollum was full of endless setbacks, impossible odds, and ever increasing levels of madness. And, like Gollum, my journey was doomed from the start. So if the developer's main goal was to really put you in the shoes of such a pitiful, unlovable character with constant pain and suffering every turn, they were at least successful in that.
Well, at least they were successful in some. At least they gave them some credit there. Uh, yeah. So that's more or less the tone that most folk took in covering this game. On the critical end, on the public reception end, on the consumer end, about the same as well. You can remember back to the likes of YouTubers and Twitch streamers playing this game, Twitter posters et al. Who, in addition to reposting this screenshot seen on screen like a million times over, we're just finding the least flattering like segments of gameplay, clipping those, putting them out there, laughing at it. And I'm not going to blame those people for recognizing like a dud, for recognizing just how catastrophic this was, for the fact that it was, a major license in Lord of the Rings. Now, granted, it's not necessarily Lord of the Rings. It is Gollum. It is specifically Gollum. It plays into that Lord of the Rings mythos, but uh, people were speculating, how did this studio even get this game? And people were coming up with the explanation, like, it's not licensed off the movie rights, it's licensed off the book rights. That's not necessarily true. All those rights are the same. It's all handled by the same company in Middle Earth Enterprises. So you had people trying to make excuses or trying to figure out, like, what happened here.
I'll say
How
that
did this game...
that used to not be true, though. There was a period in time when those two licenses were separate, and you could buy a license to make a game based on the books, or licensed by a game based on the movies. Mm-hmm. But that was before a lot of the unifying stuff that we talked about earlier happened.
Yes. So ultimately, though, just, a lot of negativity surrounding this game, lambasted, and I can't imagine the sales are great either. I can't imagine that this negative buzz translated to too much in the way of sales. I think with the amount of YouTubers and Twitch streamers covering it in particular, people who would have bought into the train wreck to see it for themselves didn't need to. They could see it played, lived through vicariously by other people who were more qualified to get performatively angry about it or whatever.
Hey, we do that.
Full circle. We're playing it here, so I mean, we're part of the problem too, I guess. But we try to give it a little bit more benefit of the doubt, and we also have the benefit of time having passed and having a bit more insight into why the game did in fact come out the way it does. More on that in just a minute. Before we get to that, before we get to the behind-the-scenes drama, there is one more public-facing bit of news here that we just have to cover. And that is, of course, the inevitable developer apology for The Lord of the Rings Gollum. A trend that has been apparent in the past, several years, the developers having to do this shit. And we'll get into this apology. In fact,
yep. Welcome back,
Sharky,
white text on black background.
Sharky,
yeah?
Can you do me a favor? Can you read this apology for me, please?
Sure thing.
Make sure to be depressed. Sound really downtrodden while you do it.
All right. Dear players, we would like to sincerely apologize for the underwhelming experience many of you have had with the Lord of the Rings Gollum trademark. Upon its release.
Nope. You messed up, Sharky.
I did.
That's not the name of the game as listed here.
Right. The underwhelming experience many of you have had with the Lord of the Ring Gollum upon its release.
Just the one.
Just the one. We acknowledge and deeply regret that the game did not meet the expectations we set for ourselves or for our dedicated community. Please accept our sincere apologies for any disappointment this may have caused. Our goal as a studio and as passionate Lord of the Rings, plural this time, fans, has always been to tell a compelling and immersive story-driven adventure. Crafting a story with Middle-earth as our playground has been the greatest honor and the biggest challenge we have faced so far. At Daedalic, we understand that a game's success relies on the enjoyment and satisfaction of its players. We genuinely value your feedback and have been actively listening to your voices, reading your comments, and analyzing the constructive criticism and suggestions you provided. Our development team has been working diligently to address the bugs and technical issues many of you have experienced. We are committed to providing you with patches that will allow you to enjoy the game to its fullest potential. Once again, we deeply apologize for any inconvenience caused, and we appreciate your understanding during this time. We will continue to keep you updated on our progress and provide transparent communication regarding the upcoming patches and improvements. Your passion and dedication as players has been the driving force behind our determination to make things right. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, Daedalic Entertainment.
So, where to even begin?
I
You know what?
remember at the time when this came out, people were speculating that this was AI written.
Mm-hmm.
And this was
I remember
2023
hearing
AI,
that.
which is not good AI. Reading this out loud, no, I don't see it. Like, other than like
Well,
fucking up the title for the Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
as the Lord of the Ring.
No, not even Lord of the Ring. You messed it up again, and I didn't stop you. It's Lord of Ring.
Oh, the Lord of Ring Gollum. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just read from one Paul Tassi on behalf of Forbes, who covered this apology as a news story, published May 27th, 2023. Gollum is the worst reviewed release of the year with a 36 Metascore, an almost impressive achievement, and as such, developer Daedalic has issued an apology for the state of the game and promises to fix what they can. It's a pretty odd statement, including one that gets the title of the game wrong, calling it The Lord of Ring Gollum in the first sentence. Part of the controversy here was not just the state of the game, but the fact that Daedalic was charging $60 for it, $70 with odd extra features like Elvish language VO and bad emotes. Though this has also sparked a separate debate as to whether developers need to, quote, apologize to fans at all, even for the big missteps. But this adds to a long, long list of video game apologies, text blocks like this, saying sorry for technical problems, game delays, and so forth. It's become an industry meme. It's hard to make games, of course, but we are seeing loads of these in recent years, albeit none for a game as poorly received as Gollum. While, yes, they made a bad Gollum game, I'm probably more curious about the state of the Lord of the Rings IP, period. Amazon has reportedly spent $1 billion on its Prime series, The Rings of Power, made by first-time showrunners, which is, at best, just okay and a poor shadow of the original film trilogy. Then there's this game, Gollum. Whoever decided a Gollum game needed to be made in the first place? And an upcoming Lord of the Rings MMO is being handled by Amazon Games, which failed to make New World much of a hit, its other original MMO, an Embracer Group, whose stock just crashed 40% after they failed to secure a $2 billion mystery deal. I don't think those handling the IP now really know how to use it effectively or trust the right people with it. We are a long, long way from the original trilogy and the licensed games from back then, which were actually quite good. Even the last Shadow of Mordor game was bad. As for Gollum, I don't think we need an apology for it, as I'm not like offended a Gollum game I wasn't going to play anyway is bad, but this is legitimately one of the lowest scores for a recognizable IP game I've seen in years, and I would love to know exactly what it was that happened here from conception to release. Promise we'll get to that in a minute. But first, just a bit of a sobering bit of news. This was announced June 30th, 2023, where IGN returns to the fold. Taylor Lyles reports the inevitable downsizing of Daedalic Entertainment staff and their departure from game development as a whole, shifting strictly to games publishing from this point forward, where they remain today. So, to quote Taylor here, Daedalic Entertainment, the studio behind the long-delayed and poorly reviewed The Lord of the Rings Gollum, is shutting down its internal development arm. In a new article by Games Wirtschaft, the outlet reported that Daedalic Entertainment will now focus on game publishing, sales, and marketing. The studio sent out a statement to Games Wirtschaft, stating that it was a, quote, difficult turning point for the company. Daedalic Entertainment also told the studio that it is laying off people, with 25 individuals impacted by the layoffs. To quote again, we value each and every member of our team, and it is important to us that the transition goes as smoothly as possible. Therefore, we will support our former employees in finding new opportunities within our network. Additionally, the German-based game studio announced that it had halted the development of another Lord of the Rings game it was working on internally. The game had been in development since 2022 and was under the code name It's Magic, with it supposedly launching next year. So they had another fucking Lord of the Rings game in the oven. I think Middle Earth Enterprises probably pulled the plug on that one pretty quick, seeing the reception to this, and probably owing to, again, the circumstances that were happening this entire time behind the scenes, which it's high time we finally got to. And this is where we have to have some sympathy for the devil here. For as much as a laugh as we've had at the state of the game and the nickel and diming, this is the part where we have to understand why all that was. So first, there is an expose, a bit of investigative reporting by a YouTube channel, a German YouTube channel by the name of Game 2, who publishes a video October 7th, 2023, which interviews around 30 different ex-Daedalic, or not necessarily ex-Daedalic staff. It just says Daedalic staff here, but they interview them to get a picture of what it was like inside Daedalic during development of the game. This video is in German. Games 2 is a German channel, but there are English subtitles for this video being linked here. But just in case you don't want to sit through that video, I have to confess I didn't watch the video and get the first-hand stuff. I'm going to instead rely here on a bit of reporting and summating by one Matt Jarvis on behalf of Rock Paper Shotgun, who, in an article titled "The Lord of the Rings Gollum devs were expected to make an ambitious AAA game on a tenth of the budget," report claims. In this article published October 9th, 2023, gets into some of the details that are laid out in the video. Give me just a second here. Because this is a long block of text I'm about to read here. Sorry. A new report has delved into some of what went wrong behind the scenes at developers Daedalic, alleging a combination of overstretched resources, crunch, and ambitions to somehow create a AAA game on a fraction of the budget. More than 30 Daedalic staff spoke to German outlet Game 2, revealing that the studio set out with a lofty ambition of creating a story-driven game with a combination of different gameplay ideas. Among the different gameplay elements apparently considered during development was the ability to free climb in the style of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, before the idea was ultimately discarded. That didn't stop the game cramming in a number of other half-baked and underused ideas from different minigames and mechanics, from a command menu for companions, which is only used 4 times in the final game, to the internal debate between Gollum and Smeagol, which at one point was going to be a more ambitious minigame requiring players to hit a moving decision bubble. The mechanic was never fully finished, resulting in an apparent stopgap solution, making it into the final game. Adding to the problem of failing to live up to that overambitious vision was a lack of funding, with Daedalic reportedly making 3 applications for extra money that were turned down. In the end, the team was expected to create a AAA experience on a total development budget of 15 million euro, said to be around a tenth of a typical AAA video game budget. On top of that, morale faltered under an allegedly stressful working environment fostered by the company's CEO and COO, which resulted in employees speaking in whispers to avoid being overheard and shouted at. Daedalic denied the claims and said the studio has a, quote, friendly working atmosphere. Morale reportedly took an additional hit when Baste Lube, the German book publishing giant that owned Daedalic at the time, quote, publicly doubted the developers by saying they, quote, saw no future prospects for Daedalic. You know, the company they owned had a 51% majority share in, I believe. For a number of years, there were no co-investors on the project, with things apparently only improving once Nacon joined as a co-publisher. The lack of money combined with a time factor, as the license to make a Lord of the Rings game was time limited. Regardless, the game was delayed from its original release date in 2021 to 2022, before sliding back further to this year. That final delay was reportedly seen as nothing more than an attempt at damage limitation by the company, with Game 2 claiming that devs knew the game was, quote, a total loss, long before its catastrophic release. You can't just throw more money at something like that, hang on for another year, and then everything will be fine, said senior developer and technical director Paul Schultz. That's unrealistic, because the game underneath it doesn't support it. Gollum released in such a state that Daedalic released an apology for the, quote, underwhelming experience and disappointment of fans. 2 sources who spoke the game to claimed the apology was generated by AI tool ChatGPT and that it was published by Nacon without any knowledge or involvement from Daedalic. So your speculation that it wasn't written by AI, Charky, turns out it was. Turns out that 2 of the developers internally sussed out and demonstrated that it was. And that So ends that summation
Hmm.
of the details of that Game 2 video, which I'm sure is a great piece of investigative journalism. I probably will watch that at some point just to see like what other details are potentially omitted here that missed the summation here, because I mean that's damning. Everything there is
Hmm.
especially damning, knowing that they were operating with a shoestring budget compared to the ambitions and what they were trying to produce the game as, present the game as. Probably expectations, Middle Earth Enterprises breathing down their neck, having company execs on the COO and CEO level, on the C-suite level, who seem like dickheads, who seem like control freaks to the point where people having to talk in fucking whispers, being driven to crunch, knowing that as soon as this game was done, not just knowing it was going to be a disaster, but knowing that their jobs were probably done, which again another alarming trend of the past few years of game development. You release a game and then you fire the people who made it, regardless of whether or not the game is good or not. So you can only imagine being someone on that team, knowing before your game was done, before it released, that this is going to bomb like nothing has ever bombed. This is going to be the laughing stock of the industry, and everyone's going to know it because it's such a major license too. So they're going to forever be attached to this catastrophic dud, and it's a dud that will be remembered by history as well. Doing again, owing to the nature of the license. So again, sympathy for the folk who worked on this game. Uh, the thing you want to say is that it's not their fault, and just want to pass the blame onto executives and marketing and so on and so forth, license holders, the money people. On some level, that is absolving the developers of at least partial blame that is probably due at some point. Bad design is, executives aren't telling the minions working underneath them, the engineers, the programmers, and whatnot, how to design a level, right? How to make a through line through a level, how to design environment, how to design a combat encounter. That's outside their wheelhouse. On some level, the developers do deserve some of the blame, but you can understand the pressures they were under to deliver this product and in such short order with so little resources at their disposal, and to delay it, even knowing that doing so was further agitating the powers that be. So I cut to that last
Right.
slide.
By the
uh
way, when I read the apology, you told me to read it in the press voice. I almost thought about reading it in a robotic monotone just to get ahead of the
Yeah.
prestige that it was written by AI. But yeah.
so that's the story, that's the history. We'll get into the game shortly enough, but I just want to have a little segment here where, having read all that, now knowing the story between the three of us, what your takeaways are. I'll start with you, Johnny.
Yeah. So I was the one who was probably the most familiar with Daedalic's back catalog, because I've at least played one of the Edna and Harvey games. And when I figured out who this studio was, when all this game was like imploding and publicly ridiculed, that seems like the biggest point. Like I already mentioned, the premise seems bad on paper, but even just like why this studio? Like why a studio that doesn't have, it's maybe not technical competence is the right word, but like we're in a very specific niche, in a very specific scale, taking on a project that had been done by some of the biggest publishers in the industry. Like again, reminder, the ones in the mid 2000s were done by Electronics Arts, like the main ones based on the movie. Obviously, there was the Hobbit Sierra one back when Sierra was big, and then you know Warner Brothers were tackling it for a while. And then like such a small studio trying to, because even if, regardless of what you say, you're gonna get compared to that stuff already out the box. So it's already, it felt like a losing battle, this game. Like it's weird to say, but like I can't imagine this of ever coming out anything above like mediocre. Obviously, it came out even worse. It failed to meet those expectations. But yeah, this must have been hell, because I can't even imagine early on there being much excitement around this beyond like oh, if this does well, then maybe our studio will become like more renowned and things like that. But this must have been a miserable time, much
No
like being
doubt.
Gollum.
I'll take the middle part here, then we'll end with you, Sharky, before we get into the game. I do want to address, because people in chat are saying, I mean, I would blame the executives for choosing this concept in the first place, says W32, My Doom. Frank Gothic says, like, the devs presumably made mistakes, but they're not responsible for necessarily making the catastrophe it was. I'm not saying the devs are fully to blame. Just to be clear, I'm saying that, that it's concomitant, but, I'm sure most of the blame will be laid on the executives for greenlighting this fucking thing in the first place, dictating the budget, dictating the terms, for determining that they would be the studio to take this project on, that they would get away from their roots in adventure games and like more classic traditional point and click style of adventure games, like hardcore adventure games, to try this weird stealth action hybrid thing. It's the wrong job for the wrong studio, and that is an executive failing. That is a failing of C-suite people who fail to understand the difference between the products that they're putting out and the products that other studios contemporaneous and that their peers in the industry are putting out, who just think games are games as a general thing and don't understand the nuance of it. That's a shame too. But ultimately, like, at the end of the day, I did say, gotta have sympathy for the people who worked on this, who knew they were up against the gun the entire time. Seemingly, they were working on this, knowing it was a doomed prospect from the start, but hanging on with the hope that they might retain their job at the end of the day, and not all of them did, and that sucks for them, and it's a bad situation all around. 15 million euro 15 million euro for what they wanted to be a AAA competitive game. I mean, there's your fuck up right there, right out the gate, right before the game is, even like entering into production. If that's what you're slating for it, Daedalic is delusional. And, how much of that 15 euro is being raised by My Doom in chat is how much of that was just spent on the license alone before you get into the nitty gritty of, of actual like production costs for the game. And, that's a question we don't necessarily have the answer to right now. So to put a bow on this before we get into the game, because again, I don't know the totality of the game. We'll find out soon enough. But it definitely puts me in a position where going into this game, I am going to be hypercritical of it, and in the way that I usually am. I will certainly observe and try to compare notes with that IGN writer who basically called their shot out the gate, that IGN was willing to be like, for at least a while, was just saying like, this guy's probably got it right? This thing is probably going to be a turd. We'll see how much of the mark he actually nailed. And that's going to be my point of curio going forward. So, Charky, what takeaways do you have from this?
Honestly, all I could say is basically a reiteration of what y'all were saying, because I'm just thinking like, this was a bad idea from the start. This was like outside of the scope and scope and genre of the team that were making it. It was definitely going to be something that was going to have like, I mean, okay, if Daedalic fucked up a Deponia game, I don't think as many eyeballs would be on it as if they fucked up a Lord of the Rings game. Like, there is so much expectation on them in a, in a genre, in a scope that they were, probably just kind of fish out of water with. And yeah, it must have been a thing that, like, kind of probably from the start, everyone involved was, might have been like, oh, well, that's it. This ain't gonna work. I want to believe that, though, that maybe at the start people on the team did kind of believe in what they were doing, right? Because you don't want to ever assume that people are going into it like, well, this is gonna be shit, so... But those hopes must have been dashed real quick if they were there. But, yeah, like I said, just kind of a reiteration of what y'all were saying.
And that's more than fair. The one hope I have, and you can get the game started up now. Let's finally get into this thing an hour and a half into the episode. Why don't we? But, I am at least looking forward to seeing how the storytelling pans out. If there's, like, one thing that people did, like, highlight as a positive that some of the reviewers posited might be, like, okay, it's the actual storytelling of it. The actual narrative weaved here. So maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's something for us to hang on to here. But I doubt it.
that Sonic the Hedgehog walking past?
You see what you want to see.
We will not be turning RTX on. In fact, I'm going to double check a setting when I get in there. Make sure that this runs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we're doing a disservice to the game by not having RTX on him. It's going to look like dog shit. And it's just because of the RTX.
Yeah, that's also a key thing to mention about this, is that it's a game that doesn't look very high budget or current, but it seems to have like cutting edge, super powerful.
Y'all, I hate to tell you, but I'm turning off the Gollum hair simulation.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, Sharky. What's going to be left for this game? How's it going to impress us technically at this point?
I'm running this with the hope that it functions as well as it can. So, all right.
Yeah,
so word on the street is that this PC version is also not the best optimized to begin with. So,
and I want to point out for the people who were not here for the history section, you should go back and watch it. But we are not doing the DLC. I did not buy any of the DLC, so we won't have the lore compendium, which is, you know, you unlock things that tell you what is Lord of the Rings as you play. The thing that you would normally have in a video game, just to be like, oh, hey, here's what an elf is. Like, no, you got to pay for that one. We will not have Sindarian, the elven language, which is pay to have the privilege of not understand what certain characters are saying. And we will not have the emote pack, which is 6 exclusive Gollum animations, where you press down to trigger a random emote. Like, in the emotes are stuff like Gollum catches a bug, or Gollum tries to catch a bug and doesn't, or he says, my precious, or he scratches his butt, or something like that. And that's it. It's a single-player game with Fortnite emotes, and bad ones at that, for $3. So, folks, if you want to see that, check out the Patreon. Maybe support us there. All right, are we ready to jump in?
As ready as we'll ever be.
All right. Yep, sure. Start a new game.
I see that eye of Sauron in the bottom right corner. Watching over us as ever.
Without me, eyes are marbles. No darkness they see. Faces look garbled, no flurry they feel. No breath, no cheer, death not to fear.
Shit, I should be writing this down. This is fire.
Spent roses has no scent. At nothing you can marvel without me. But it wasn't roses, my precious, not roses. Lilies. Not lilies, not roses. Which one was it, precious?
If we had that lore pack, we could learn what lilies and roses are. Like, I'm gonna...
Okay.
It don't look much better when the settings are up, by the way.
Taken a hack and a cage upon his back. We may provide you with a car.
God, there's a reason so many games will fake or pre-render stuff like that.
I mean, part of me wants to be fair and say, like, I did turn down stuff so it doesn't stutter, because this is a stuttery-ass game.
Well, I mean, that's even my point. Like, you pre-render that stuff so that it doesn't look busted
Before the Dunadan famine,
on low-end hardware.
the darkness grows beyond our borders. My people are growing anxious. We cannot let this evil linger among us on Earth.
Did I put a setting down too low or something? I don't remember it looking like this, necessarily.
Like weird mosaic filter sharpening effects. Yeah, this is...
You hope to find, I wonder.
Tell you what, I can stick with that a little bit. Oh, that didn't stop every stutter. I'll bump it up a smidge once I can pause the game. Oh, the 17th season of Daylight Entertainment.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I didn't know what that meant.
They've been around for 17 years.
Start with your name.
It's like when you're married and you celebrate your, 20th season with your wife.
Not the one others have given you.
My doom says it looks rough from here. Yeah, it looks rough from here too, trust me.
Someone else's name. Bilbo Baggins. Yes, you remember him. He found you more than 60 years ago, deep underneath the roots of the Misty Mountains. He took something from you. A ring.
My precious.
Was going to pawn it to buy a Switch 2.
But it still wasn't enough.
You were looking for it, weren't you? You left your home in the mountains, worming your way down the hills, always hiding from the moon.
Squiggling your way like a sick little freak.
All the way east to the Lonely Mountain.
Like a little nasty boy.
But then you stopped and turned south. Why?
Yes, off is supposed to mean off screen.
Something must have drawn you away. A voice calling you to the land of shadow.
Leave us alone.
Whispering your name in your dreams.
Not listening.
So, once again, what is your name?
Eagle.
Very well, Smeagol. Now, let us start at the beginning.
Sock Puppet Kingdom asks, does this game have a Switch 1 version? No.
Oh.
No.
It was not announced either, so I don't think it was ever planned.
Oh,
Pretty
hey, it's
bird.
the Shadow
Pretty
of
bird.
Colossus opening. God, this is almost shot for shot how Shadow of Colossus opens. That's really weird.
Out of stamina already?
That's my face when I'm streaming most of the time. I'm just sort of silently grimacing, like. All right, let me adjust a few things here. First of all, I want to move chat up a little bit.
Yeah, like 40 pixels should do it. Secondly, drop the goddamn resolution.
No, the resolution. I'm doing like DLSS with the resolution.
I don't care. Drop the resolution to
All right.
1080.
Let me see. Edit transform. I feel like the reason I had it like that was because it broke otherwise.
Well, let's find out.
Edit transform.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. Oh, position 40 pixels. That should do it.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Off of this. No, I think that brought it down.
Live show, folks.
We might want to do it minus 40.
Yeah.
Okay. That. Well, let's see if that works.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's really high up. You should... Oh, it. Okay, I see what happened. There we go. Better. All right.
So, a big thing that's already been brought up, obviously, because it
Higher,
was
right?
a big point of contention.
Yes. There.
Mhm.
I'm good.
Let me look at these settings here. Can you turn upscaling off at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's going to get rid of like the weird painterly mosaic stuff. We want to just try to. We'll let the game be raw. It might be a little bilinear filtered, but I want to see what that does for it.
Yeah, give me Gollum raw.
That was it. I did it.
Okay, let's get into the game and see what that looks like.
Did I do anything for
There's
you?
less artifacting. There's less sharpening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This looks better to me immediately.
Okay.
Right, so yeah, I'll mention a cut. You know, people already bring up the voice acting stuff. It is an interesting point because
wait.
yeah, they're obviously not going
they
for
do? Ooh, ooh,
Andy Serkis,
ooh.
but you're gonna get comparisons because he is so iconic in the role. And
I think I can make him phase out. No.
Yep.
Okay.
well, still
Close.
over
Let's just go over here and warm up by the fire.
there. Yeah.
And that's how his story ends.
I don't know if you heard it, but his body like flopped after I hit restart.
Nothing. Must go back hungry again. Curse this land. Curse it. Curse it.
What did the land ever do to you?
Tomorrow, my dear, tomorrow we find something nice.
Love this
Oh,
perfunctory
because-
platforming shit. Right out the gate. Sharky,
No,
stop.
Gollum, don't do it. That's the Gollum side taking over.
Look, fire is my precious. All right.
I need to burn myself to feel like I'm
Oh
alive.
yeah, they really. The only logic that makes sense here is
That is where you are hiding.
Mustn't ask. Why is it asking us questions?
Gollum off to the left.
You know why.
Wait, there's just a separate button to. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, maybe Gollum put all this paint and weird stuff around.
You gotta make your home feel like a home.
Yeah.
Poor man's wallpaper.
I'll say I can see why some voice acting comparison stuff was done, just because obviously it's not the movie Gollum, but it is fairly close to
This
that
yellow-
general look. It's not like the Rankin Bass.
This yellow
Gollum,
paint
it
isn't
looks
even
very
for
different.
like a purpose though. Right here.
No, that one isn't. Yeah,
That's just there
more
for
of like a
the love of the game.
a white. Yeah,
That's just piss.
but Wizard, who I think people have chat confirmed is supposed to be Gandalf,
Many times.
Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that it's Gandalf.
Is
It's fairly
very
obvious
clearly
it's someone doing
trying
Ian
to do-
McKellen.
Yeah. and the Elfkin guy. I'm pretty sure that's like the kin from the Hobbit films, and he even looks vaguely like the actor who plays him.
Yes,
So
they called it the Oxes did.
So you talk to the orcs.
Never. But we have sharp ears and we listens.
You know, on some level, you know, I can't criticize them too much for just being like, all right, and do your Ian McKellen and do your Andy Serkis, because those performances at this point are so iconic
Yeah.
that, you know, like I'll always envision those actors.
Precious.
yeah,
It's all
it's just because there
test
are people
something,
out there who
by the
can
way.
do really good Andy Serkis Gollum. The Gollum who's in Shadow of War is not Andy Serkis, and I don't think if you knew you would be able to tell.
I want to test something real quick. Their stamina. I want to see how long it takes us to drain our stamina fully, and how long it takes to refill it. So here we go. Well, we'll figure that out in a second. I thought
I
there
like
was
we
not
got a
gonna
touch
be
of
testing.
fire on the way there.
the cave. We're almost there.
Try that one more time.
It's good. It's good to come up.
Fully
But
drain.
Can anyone here do?
All right,
do
and
a
fully
good Gollum
refresh.
voice?
So like 6 seconds to refresh.
Yeah.
It takes 3 seconds to burn through it, like 2.5 maybe.
I think it does refresh a little faster if you're not moving. Yeah. And no, I cannot do a Gollum voice or a Smeagol voice.
Cliff there. Yes, hiding
What about you, Cass? You got a little bit of Gollum in you?
long ago. Gollum, Gollum. Then nasty orc.
Like, Smeagol is
That's all I
different.
got.
Yeah, it was a bit too powerful there. It's like Gollum if he actually had a decent meal.
Ah, look at drawing.
You must have had friends once. A family.
They kicked us, cast us out, cast them all, cast them. It was our birthday. Yes, it was.
Your birthday.
Oh shit, I missed your birthday.
Sorry.
Sorry. Better
You
luck
have-
next year.
You have a Venmo.
Bird's foot, always like a sweet one. Just names in a stupid song. What's the noise?
I think there's more stuff I can investigate in here. Yeah.
Yeah, flesh out this world.
Oh, precious. My birthday present. It came to me on my birthday.
So I've heard.
Orcs couldn't see us. No one could see us.
7 days.
Nasty wizards.
How did you find it? You're precious.
Nasty light. Smeagol wants to sleep.
He cannot sleep now.
Smeagol wants honks you, honks you. Me.
Oh, imagine us pointing out why the voice is so left channel dominant.
Yeah, that's what I said
They are a
earlier.
little bit, yeah. So is it a left brain, right brain thing?
Well, no, I mean, Gandalf is off to the left too.
No nice friend was he, precious. Not tricksing us now, is he? Hmm? No, not anymore.
Oh, that's a solid ass object.
No kidding.
If also,
I was
if you
really
see
worried
the-
you got stuck in there immediately.
If you see the HUD pop up like that, that means I accidentally hit the left thumbstick.
I'll forgive you this time.
Perhaps she helps us now, the great spider. Perhaps. We both are beasts to eat, yes, and crunchy orcsies, but she doesn't like them much.
The orcs go to kill Smeagol, and they find a giant spider web that says "Some Hobbit."
And if she's what does she do then, my love? Wraps us all up like spindles. No, not through her tunnels, not yet. Must bring her nicer things than orcsies.
I'm gonna take Magic Meow's suggestion and see if there's some audio setting that's being weird. Nope, that's all your audio settings.
That's just the game.
Just panned all the way to the left. Also, chat, let me know. Should text size be bigger? Is that fine for y'all?
I think it's readable.
So you
Okay.
never left that cave,
Never.
and no one ever saw you.
No one.
Alright. I wonder where we should go.
That one reviewer who was positive on the game did say this opening was a slog.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't think this is the opening they were talking about. I know what happens after this. Okay, you can't jump at it. I don't think. Let me try it one more time. No, you cannot jump at it. You're gonna have to do this. I'll say the movement doesn't feel bad yet. Yet is key. It does feel bad that the again PC poorly optimized version. The frame rate doesn't like it when you move fast.
We're trying to render the game in real time here. We got artists working behind the scenes
Yeah.
to draw these
Okay,
environments in.
don't jump. That's the lesson there.
Yeah, no, this...
So yeah,
When
this,
they
don't do
mentioned
this.
Prince of Persia, they really meant, like, you know, like a Sands of Time
I
era.
said don't do this. There we go.
Yeah, you can't jump. You have to just run at the
Yes,
wall.
I know. I wanted to kill him.
Oh, okay. Well, why
Here?
would you want to kill Gollum?
That's your own damn fault, Sharky.
I'm just saying, like, why is that the checkpoint? When we had this huge ass cutscene up here that was like, this is where you gotta go. Anyway, yeah, I did a lot of like testing of this game beforehand which is why the LSS was on and all that stuff, because I was trying to... Oh, you can skip cutscenes, can't you? Yeah, there you go.
Small
Trying to
miracles.
make this game run as smoothly as possible.
It spies on us. Catch it, grab it, throttle it.
Listen, that wasn't the first time in this playthrough I've died for comedic effect, and it will not be the last. I can guarantee you.
So who drew these arrows? Was this Gollum just like reminding himself?
That's my headcanon. Obviously, they're going to appear throughout the whole game, though, so that headcanon's not going to last. Oh, that looked horrible.
They'll feel it is right. It'll tell the wraiths and squeal on us.
It's ironic, because I've been playing one of those Ubisoft Prince of Persia games, and it's animated better, and it came out in 2004.
It's not particularly, like, frustrating to do, though. Like, I'm
That's
comparing
good.
it to, like, Virtual Quest, which we're also playing right now, and that's a
Oh,
way
yeah.
more annoying wall run. This just works.
Squeeze the crooks.
What a tiny little fire. I wonder... Yeah.
Burns just as bad.
Oh, there we go. I wish you could, like, sprint up these things. Not that I have that much sprint anyway. But, like, anything...
Not that you have the
to move
stamina to burn.
faster. Yeah.
Alive, you scum. Did they breed you in a crate? Her ladyship just gave them a sweet little kiss.
Cautious now. Less speed.
You could hide like this, but a real spy knows you have to hide in plain sight. What is up, my fellow orcs?
Thought you got away, eh?
Alright.
Now, where did they checkpoint you?
Just here.
I was really hoping it was back with the drawing.
Yes.
So I will say, you know, from my perspective, my personal taste, two things I don't care for in video games. One, climbing in this sort of way, it's climbing walls. And two, forced stealth.
Cautious now.
Well, that's this entire game.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
See? Right on his neck.
Kissed her, eh?
Probably forgot him, or he'd be off to her larder. Lady doesn't care too much for our sweet flesh and bones.
Isn't that oof?
I've just tested your headphones, chat, just so you know.
It's a pretty new silk.
I used to have my old computer, and when I say old, I mean when I was a kid. Something was fucked up that all the left audio came out of the right and all the right audio came out of the left, and it was not a thing I could ever fix.
I think there used to be like a Windows sound setting that let you just flip it, but like a reverse stereo option, or maybe that was a plugin I had. Who's to say?
Yeah, I'm talking like Windows 95
Audio's weird.
days. How do I can just
I think they want you to jump down and
Nope. Bye.
maybe you could have jumped on his head, or maybe not.
Back to the channel.
He's wearing a helmet, so I'm gonna go ahead and say probably not.
They left.
What was that?
Must have been the wind. Oh God,
How
fucking.
far you ever went into Mordor?
I can't. I'm gonna stop complaining about every stutter, but it's how the game is.
There it is, the spy. Two of them. Two little croakses.
I read that off the. I'm gonna cover my eyes, cocksuckers.
I like the exclamation point for emphasis on the mission objective. A character known for his cunning.
When appropriate, when it comes down to it.
Up too high, didn't we, precious? Not safe here. He mustn't see us. No, not him. His eye sees all, they says. All lands and mountains. He might see Baggins. Not him. Not him. Don't speak to him. Don't listen.
All my troubles fade away. Known for his cunning.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
You were, like, asking me. You were questioning my decision to call him a shitty little hobbit for the intro of the stream.
Ghost, spy, badger.
Hide.
Ooh, okay.
Duh.
Luke Boars will know what to do.
Oh, a tailing mission.
He will know. And it's two of them. Follow, but
Oh, of course, the pinnacle of
close.
It was nothing.
stealth video gaming.
Forget birds.
I'm telling you, it was that little one.
Wonder how much I can get away with.
Friend. Haven't seen it.
Just the win.
Come on. See, I was expecting them to do the Assassin's Creed thing where they would at least come and look in the bush.
And that's never.
Yeah, it must have been your imagination. I actually have to wait a while now. I'm so far ahead.
Oh, I realised they recolor Gollum when he's in the bush.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got like darker skin and glowy eyes now.
I can get a good
Battle
look at
Tank
it.
09 asks, what has worse stealth, this or Dark? Ooh, that's a good question. And Dark will feature one of these days on the show.
Looks like one of those enemies from Mirthville Dungeon in Dark Souls 3.
No, I mentioned the Rankin Bass Hobbit film. That actually is kind of closer to that design.
This is pointless. Yeah, it's
They never caught you here.
Mustn't lose
Then
them.
why are there torture marks on your hands?
Up? Yes. Oh, I feel like I shouldn't be up there necessarily.
no, probably not, but it's not going to stop you, is it?
He could help us.
Something's
Where
brewing.
does the game want me to
Even the
go?
shriekers are out and flying.
If only you had come here earlier and drawn some white arrows
Yeah.
across the walls and floor.
Yes.
I think there's climbing stuff
Aha.
ahead, yeah.
First, lure them into her webs, and then...
War, that's what's brewing. Folks,
Like I lost them in the... Okay. Nope.
An admirable effort.
On their part? I said nope because, like, nope, you didn't see me. You didn't see me.
Oh, I just realised we've got like one of those vertical compass tracker things.
Vertical?
Sorry, horizontal, yeah.
There you go.
I always refer to these as spookometers because of Grand Theft Auto 3. And that gauges distance between you and a target, between you and a variable.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
You smell her.
No.
She can't be.
Throttle him.
Yeah, throttle him. Remember, if you don't have enough stamina, you can't keep choking it.
Been tested
So you'll be eating
away.
good for a week after that.
Fires
Yeah, you cannot
clever orc.
drag them.
He'll see us. We need a stone.
Stone to distract them.
Probably take some for the road too, as long as you're here.
It's a stone, Gollum.
Somewhere.
Pretty severe arc.
Hey. What?
Yeah, just leave that objective on the screen.
Oh, the stone throw did all that. Oh, there she is, McQueen.
Yeah,
Is it
slay
Olaf or
queen.
something?
Slay the orc.
I forget her name.
Sheila.
Shegolf.
T-Lob.
That's it, yeah.
He always looks like he's on the verge of having at least one thought.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to go for the dissociative identity thing, but it comes off more that just thinking hurts him.
I hope this is his motivation throughout the entire game, is to catch this one beetle.
Well, mission accomplished.
Nope, there it goes.
They will find us. The beetle saw us. Smash it, smash it. What if it's friendly? Eat it. Don't let it tell on us.
Well, who do we side with? Gollum or Smeagol?
Wow,
Oh.
what a stupid first choice.
I'm not up on the law.
Do you have an opinion one way or the other, Sharky, as to what you're going to lean towards?
No, not at all.
I mean, who cares? It's a fucking beetle. Kill it. You need to eat.
Well, I gotta convince Smeagol.
Kill it, smash it, eat it.
There it is.
No one around, just a bit longer.
Well, how do we convince him that the spider is still around? It's too dangerous because the spider's still around, or because of the wraiths. I feel like that's an easy question, though. The wraiths are kind of like the biggest danger to him.
Yeah, you can use.
Oh, you have to hold to confirm for that long.
Well, it's an important decision you're making.
Hey, they're always around. No, not them. Not the wraiths. Terrible wraiths with wings. Turn us into pale little
Right!
wraiths, precious. Not them. Smash it. Smash it. Swallow it whole.
We're building up our Gollum points there, and there we go.
Oh, what an argument for the ages.
That Gollum won the argument is a sticker in a Discord server I'm in.
Oh yeah, it's got the iconic chin down, eyes up pose. Makes him look more badass.
I'm gonna rely on y'all for every, like, at least Gollum versus Smeagol choice, because you're asking which way am I leaning. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's true enough, isn't it?
Well, I tried my best. Time to sleep now.
So that, like, immediately didn't matter, huh?
No.
Oh, Smeagol's got some serious vision problems. Get some glasses on this poor guy. Get some corrective lens wear.
Do you know how expensive it is to make contacts for those eyes?
It's a fun chase sequence we get to play here.
Wow, those ring wraiths sure are trouble.
It hurts.
I need something to heal me. The healing embrace
Don't know where the checkpoint is, Sharky.
of fire. Oh, it won't even let me.
Oh yeah, no, now fire is friendly.
Alright, watch for food items, pick up mushroom, and eat.
Good, good.
Oh, that helps. No, come on. Come on, game.
No fun allowed.
Pop off our health. Oh, yes. Gollum's intuition.
Yeah,
Detective
why not?
vision. Ah, yes, the smells. Gollum will follow him. You get flashbanged every single time
Yeah, that's a rough.
The wraiths.
That gives Batman Arkham Asylum a run for its money with how off-putting that effect looks.
The design document for this game really is just like, what shit can we lift? What mechanics are pre-established in other games?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing over here.
No, well, they wanted to
Oh, wait.
use his heightened intuition and senses.
It looks like you should be able to get up here. Right?
Big difference between should and can.
Yeah. My understanding is post-tutorial level, there's a lot of platforming you can do in areas you're not supposed to get to.
I think
Something
if
to
you
look
run,
forward to, isn't it?
then it just does a quick flash like that of your sense. Staying still. I'm trying to see where it's over there.
And you're tired.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that really doesn't... What's even the point of that?
Okay, so the best way to hide is in plain sight. Hello, fellow ring wraith. Yes. Please hand me my sword. I left mine at home. No, just one sword, thank you.
It's not even my birthday yet.
So the first time I played this, when I was testing it out, I spent like 5 minutes in the section because I didn't know this was like you're supposed to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
Pass the time savings on to us in this playthrough.
Yeah, that's at least 2 more free deaths for me.
Look at me. They brought you to him, didn't they? The Dark Lord.
Face.
What did you tell him? What did you tell Sauron?
Face looks like it was painted on.
The ring. What did you tell him?
Nothing. Nothing. We swears. We swears. Don't tell them, precious. Baggins took it. Baggins from the Shire.
So he knows.
But I didn't tell him what Shire.
So I get that we're skipping around in time here.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when is this? They haven't given us like a time frame.
After he gets he loses the ring to Baggins, and before Lord of the Ring. I think it is established in the lore that, or in the story, that Gollum got captured at some point. And like,
Yeah,
that's
but what I'm asking is, how many days, weeks, months, years before the events of Fellowship of the Ring?
Oh,
Okay,
I
don't remember if this was in
wrong
the
person to ask.
previews or if this was in an early cutscene, but this said it was 60 years after he lost the ring. So it's probably pretty close to the start of Fellowship.
It's entirely possible there is an answer to that is in the text that I just don't know.
And we'll never know because we don't have the lore compendium DLC.
That's true. So I'm gonna tell my friend that I'm doing this playthrough, and maybe he'll hear me ask this question and answer it.
Shut up, Grashnag.
Fuck you call me? I can't jump on him.
And you're too close to talk to him. You have to walk away for the prompt to reappear there.
We've got to respect people's personal space.
Gonna talk again.
React as Smeagol or react as Gollum.
Well, you gotta make a
wait,
good
Gollum.
impression
Too late.
on the first day.
Oh, too late for everything. All right.
I was gonna say establish yourself as the
Oh, and I can't,
Dominant, yeah.
I can't
prison. Yeah.
I can't talk to him
You
again.
can take him. Well, you got the other orc. Maybe you can make an impression on him.
That's a dude.
Or not an orc, a frail man.
Please, Smeagol doesn't know a thing.
All right, that's good to know on my part that I can't just wait.
Be quiet. You will get us all killed.
Nope. Hey, guys, we can just leave anytime we want. Have you ever just thought of, like, just get out of here?
And then he left to go live a life of freedom to pursue his own
I'm
wants
always
and
going to
needs.
laugh whenever you die in a bottomless pit or die from fire. You just hear the splat right after you hit restart.
Oh, you know what we have the opportunity to do now?
All right. Check Smeagol.
Quiet. Yes, very quiet. But perhaps nice orc will share some bread, yes?
Lie down and be quiet.
Get our slave tag.
What's this for?
It's your number 4.
Lay down.
Okay. I'm gonna lay down all over this cell. I'm marking my territory. This is where my gland is that marks my scent. Trust me.
All hobbits have it.
Please, Smeagol doesn't know a thing. We swears. Thin old man must tell them.
Okay, Sophia. Fran Gothic has the lore in chat. So in Fellowship, Bilbo's turning 111, and he was about 50 when The Hobbit begins. So we're like 1 year before the start of Fellowship.
I don't think I need to. Oh, I can't. Okay.
Now, do you want to... Oh, not sleep as Gollum. Herb?
I said, shut up.
That was
The
good
first day
dialogue.
in jail, you got to find the sickest guy there and like be mean to him to establish your dominance. It's the most comfortable bed I've ever slept on in my life.
I was skeptical of the ergonomics at first. Alright, time to go stamp out some license plates.
I ain't listening to him. Surprised this wasn't behind DLC.
A separate DLC at that.
Smeagol doesn't know what to do.
Reading.
Move, you scum.
I'm doing that thing cats do. Say that this orc is mine. Right.
Healing Mind and Chess' Memory Stone does wonders for your back.
The great eye sees us.
What does beasts mean, precious? What does it mean?
They'll feed us.
Buy the Compendium DLC to find out.
Smeagol will find it, we swears.
Find what?
Oh, they're not going to stop you just walking right up to her, huh?
The great eye knows.
Is that okay? Sure?
The great eye.
Progressive prison, I guess.
They don't like it. They very obviously don't like it.
Where do you think you're going?
They're not going to do anything about it.
She's just gonna keep telling you you have the great eye, I think.
The great eye knows.
Alright.
Well, that was
Mind the
enlightening.
gap. Imagine me says, wow, it's just like Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. I mean, kind of.
Just keep your head down. Do what the masters tell you.
Run till your feet are bloody.
I'm surprised. You know?
I love how you're like translucent enough that it made like all of Gollum shine when you stood on it.
king.
I can't sit on that one though.
It's like putting like a candle in a jack-o'-lantern or something.
If you're sick, as long as you run.
Sometimes they just take away my ability to jump.
These new slaves
And I don't get the reason. I could jump up there.
I'm not picking up scattered
Let me
bones.
see that going on. Yeah. Imagine if I had RTX on. I mean, I could make that happen, but yeah, because the game's running so great without RTX. I'm sure I can handle it with. I'm sure the game itself can handle it with. I'm not even going to blame my computer for this one.
Oh, cruel orcs, cruel men. What has Smeagol ever done to them?
They keep mentioning that you're about to go to like some breeding thing. I don't want to see Smeagol fuck.
Please,
I really don't.
I don't understand.
This way.
I think they had to cut that out of development. That's one of the things they lost. I can jump again.
Hey, Grashnik. I didn't
Don't worry, I have a hot lembus bread mod in development right now that'll restore it.
Smeagol. You're going to die down here, Smeagol. My advice, make your death count. You have to get the Boros.
Can't jump heat. What is with like where jumping functions?
Well, you heard a frail man. We need a death count on screen now.
You're not even touching the flames in this case. This is bullshit.
So I mean, it did. You know, it hurts to get that close to fire.
All right,
Made your death count.
Listen. I love that.
Yeah, technically, you're not restarting from checkpoint. This is just a different reality.
Some calls us Gollum.
Gollum. You're going to die down here, Gollum.
Every time I make a dialogue choice, I have to go kill myself so I can hear the other one.
You have to get the Boroks back into their pens as fast as you can. They let you starve if you're slow.
Bollocks.
The beasts.
Beast.
He said,
He already has to know what
"Bollocks."
beast
Get to high ground if you can. They don't have the best eyes. Open the pens and lure them in there. Then quickly close the gates.
Pens.
All right.
Ooh.
I will help you.
is. Not bad environment here. Some of the art direction when it's not on, you know, characters is alright.
Climb the ladder. The gate is not.
Hell of a caveat, isn't it?
Alright, let us in. Let us... No?
First things first. The slaves chase the cattle. The cattle chases the slaves. You are the bait. If you're careless, you'll get trampled. Lure the animal into the pen, and then quickly shut the gate.
I need some, like, cowboy music playing. Some rodeo music.
That's why there's another one on top. Now down on the other side. Carefully.
Okay, so I think we get to one of the first issues of just... So this is meant to fill in the gap.
Ow.
Ah, he's okay, folks. You know, what was Gollum up to in all those years? And what would be interesting? And if someone said, oh yeah, like herding beasts in a prison.
Why
that's gonna be super fun.
Oh, I have more stamina now to run.
But,
This is the chores section of gameplay that was mentioned in one of the reviews,
Yes.
huh?
And that's it. Hold on. No, it's not.
Yeah, and I don't think this prison bit is a short part of the game. I think it's a lot of this game.
Very well. There is another pen. Back there. But the way is long, and the Boroks are fast. These ones are bulls, so I wouldn't trust the fences to stop them. If they get too close, try getting to higher ground.
Oh, start me down here. Okay, alright.
You
Where
know,
are they?
a
Oh,
point that
hello.
a point that has to be made is that, you know, prequel story. We know how this character's story ends. We know like what the fate of Smeagol and or Gollum is. So, you know, the most you can do with a narrative like this
He'll find the precious for him. He swears.
Is build some amount of sympathy for the character, I guess. To be like, and now you're gonna feel bad the next time you watch Return of the King and watch him drown in the fires of Mount Doom, I guess. Feel a little worse for him. I don't know. I mean, he's always been a pitiable character. I don't know if this game, you know, needs to exist in the sense that I don't know if I need to be further told to feel bad for him.
What's it shouting, Precious? Beastmaster will tell us.
Not too bad.
They're going out of their way to like give Smeagol a lot of facial animations and like reactions to the things he is saying.
Their newest scheme to
Like, you notice that when I zoom in, like, he is making head movements that really match up with what he's emoting.
Try! Snack up, move!
Excuse me.
No.
Gonna figure out, gonna round me my way in here.
This way, Precious? No,
Alright.
this doesn't smell right.
They can't just like smack you in the head, penalize you in any other way.
That's what I was hoping.
Just have to go
This
to
way's
the
fine.
fade for black.
Well, at least they don't give you a game over. That would just be annoying.
Nope. Oh well. New frontier
Just a
being myself
reminder,
killed.
you don't have any fish or mushrooms there, Drop.
That's not the way I wanted to get killed, but they'll do. Hello. Wait. Alright, go for it. Go.
Oh yeah.
Take off.
Fly, you fool.
That is one thing I remember seeing, is like there's a lot you can actually platform on that you're not supposed to. Like stuff that would normally not have collision, you can get on.
What's it saying, Precious? Is it asking riddles?
Don't listen to her. There's a reason she's in a cage.
He's actually a very large bird.
Witch. Well, that's the rumor. Come on.
Is it a witch, Precious? Does it know curses?
Does it know how to say fuck?
Perhaps.
Water.
No water, no nice water.
Side quest? Alright, so that hurts.
That was a great cutscene.
I wonder if that's like a side quest or something, you know? I wonder if we can get some water. Or...
I don't think it's gonna be side quest. I think it's gonna be primary quest. I think you'll come back to her with water over the course of the A to B path that you're on.
End me, please. Just take my head off. Do it. Alright.
You're not getting out of this playthrough that easily, Sharky.
I should just be able to fit through there. Oh, we're going this way.
Please, Smeagol doesn't know.
Doesn't know the words, does he?
No.
And what does a good slave do? Huh? A good slave that doesn't know the words? He learns. Maybe you should run, little slave. We want to be done before the third horn, don't we?
When you put it that way, the third horn. Can't jump. Was he... Was his head twitching
Wait.
from a distance?
Fireman must help us. What was that?
The bridge. Now come on. They want you to
Huh?
workers.
Hmm.
They didn't report yesterday. Find their bodies, collect their numbers as quick as you can.
Alright.
Yes, their tags, like the one they gave you, 8. You're on your own.
Alright, if I can get behind them and then hold them up, they'll drop their tags.
These are the mild parts.
And they all unlock really cool bandanas.
Down there.
Yeah, go use your smell-o-vision.
Ow?
Oh no, it's the decision bubble.
That lava bubbles? Also, I thought it was supposed to lose stamina when I had no foothold like this. Or is it no, when you're like truly like dangling, is that when?
He's incredible. And now he's here. It gives me
I'll try and pay attention.
Why did I get...
See, no, in Prince of Persia, they would give you bespoke camera angles, so you didn't have to figure out where the fuck you're going.
Doesn't need a number anymore, does it? That's one.
I'll take a worm. Thank you.
Alright, now kill these two, take their tags so you can shorten your workload.
Yeah.
Hey, you asked for 8 tags.
Oh, aw.
Oh,
I'm gonna find a way out of this
yeah.
map someday. Ooh, slide. Yeah, show me that slide. Yeah. Real video game. Have you ever done that in real life? Grab both ends of a ladder and
Nah.
go poof.
I don't trust myself.
Yeah, I just assumed that would get splinters if it's a wooden ladder. If the steel one, I would somehow get caught on something or get tetanus by the end of it.
The closest to that was, there were staircases at my school. You know, the ones that are like, that alternate. So they're like, you know, you go down a bit, then you do a U-turn, go down a bit. To get to classes quicker, I used to just hold on to the handrail and just jump the whole thing. Can't do shit like that anymore, but I got surprisingly
was like
good
a
at
cartoon ghost flying in front of me for a second. Any other game, I would have thought that would be like a secret down there, that little alcove.
In any other game, I'd assume an elevator would mean like a combat section where you're fighting on the elevator as it goes up, but I know that's not this game.
Turn west when we took the Great Bridge. Never lost a fight. Lost his wit. Tight on 3.
Dare I touch
This
the
really
ultimate
is just
fire?
fucking... You know what's gonna happen. This really is just the ultimate in busy work.
It's to make you feel like you're in prison.
Which is, you know, the exciting way you want to open up your video game, right? Is we need the players to understand what it is to do menial labor.
Hey, it worked for Escape from Butcher Bay.
Yeah, Riddick wasn't really doing much on behalf of the prison. He was, like, doing the prison politics with, like, prisoners and stuff. That's a big difference.
Yeah, even like the Prison Break video game, you're not actually doing any of the work tasks. They're always covers for
push
the sneaky stuff.
What was that game
Ooh,
from the Tale of Two Brothers studio? The one where it's the two guys who break out of prison.
Oh, A Way Out, yeah.
Not even that game. I think actually, you know what? Did that game have you doing like some like, you know, menial? I can't remember because the prison part is actually so short in that game.
What is it?
Yeah, maybe a tiny bit.
Oh, is there another guy?
There was an
down
item
there?
at the top of the ladder. I don't know if it was just food, but there was something out there.
I might need food in a second. Yeah, it's food. Yeah, I should probably eat something. Okay, there's one down there.
Hey.
Is that?
Hey, some kind of freak.
Oh, that was collectible.
Like in the old times of the Orcs deep under misty mountains.
There are collectibles to this game. There may not be progression or development of stats or whatever, but
okay, so that's nothing right there. I don't think I can
trinkets
climb on
and
that.
baubles for days.
Where does it suggest I go? I guess that way.
Oh,
I guess this
yeah.
was
Yeah.
just a... Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I tried wall running.
Yeah, I get the feeling
How
it's
was I
not
supposed to get back?
it's not as free form as those Prince of Persia games where you can wall run on any wall if you wanna.
Okay. Still trying to figure out where it really wants me to go, because if I go that's not the button.
Like, for as much as like there's signposting, and as much as like the smell-o-vision here gives you like an idea, this is doing a remarkably bad job of telegraphing the way you need to go and what direction, what general like thrust you need to be headed in.
Thing is, back there, smell-o-vision was like telling me to go two separate ways. Like, it would tell me to go one way, and then when I started going that way, it told me to go back the way I came. Well, I hope that stays collected, because I'm not going back there.
Hey,
I guess you're not a real hobbit head.
what kind of freak is that?
Oh, we must rest. Not now, love. Not yet.
Ooh, 2 for 1 worms. I'm spoiled.
Hey, what is that? Looks like a frog.
Don't listen, my love.
Are they in a relationship?
Yeah, I don't recall that from the Peter Jackson film. Gollum calling Spiegel my love.
Just 1 minute. No rest, my precious, or someone collects our number 2.
Also,
Ew.
calling them my precious. The ring is the precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a falling out between, hello. Maybe they had a... I have a headache. If you could mind, like, trepanning me a little bit? I can... Well, that's not right.
I like this
nose
tense
knows.
action music we got.
See? Made it down.
Sorry, I would like to watch his hair again as I go down. I just want to pay attention to that.
And that's what the hair effects turned off.
Yeah. New fire. Okay. No, I gotta resist. Up. Television wants me to go this way. Alright.
No, it's coming from that way. Hey, look, it's actually...
Oh, yeah. This is a
Going that
run-uppy
way.
thing, though.
I'm assuming when you want to... That's when you want to get back up, I guess.
I should have the ability to push. I mean, this gets you there, too.
There you go. Nice.
A little accident. Keep your voice down.
Oh, wait. What's that turnaround when I run?
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't do it all the time.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
One more, only one. It burns.
Some sort of, like, fighting game tech. Some sort of weird, like, dash cancel.
Yeah.
All right.
It's called a wave dash, my love.
Right, that's it. Now back to the mine master.
Oh, look how many polygons that face had. Did you see that?
Yeah,
You can count them.
Oh, okay. I was really worried there.
See, this game isn't wasting time at all because they're just teleporting you back to where you need to be. They don't make you backtrack.
Oh, they're gonna put me
You think they're
deeper
wasting
down.
your time?
14, 16,
Wait in line. They don't waste your time at all.
Unbelievable.
Oh. I was about to run to the front of the line.
What's happening?
Where do we take our number?
Up to the tower.
I can't do anything. I'm pressing buttons.
It didn't even.
You know, when Postal 2 did this in the supermarket, they gave you always had the option to to go wild, to go crazy, to go nuts.
No, this is like that bit in Quake 4 where you get turned into like beef stroganoff or whatever it is. They force you to watch the one ahead of you.
Gone. Now.
If I can't jump, I'm not feeling anything.
What happens in the Tower of Light?
Oh, I know how to feel something. Damn it!
They don't come back. That's all I know. Do they get killed? Cursed? What's the light do to them? They go up, they don't come down. That's all.
Like, again, none of
Pardon
this carries any sort of weight. Like, they're trying to build, like, you know, a fear in you, but, like, Smeagol gets out of this.
Yeah.
These other guys don't matter.
Does not.
They're not established characters we're meeting.
Does not spin. I will see to it right away.
Yes, you will.
Yes, I will. She's going to be fine, I promise.
The Candleman will be pleased to hear.
The witch. The witch in the
Is that a new creepypasta?
Those spells to heal animals like in the old stories.
I didn't need the subtitle for that one. Okay, so that's where I need to go. And there's nothing else here.
And you?
8. All 8.
I ate them all!
And slow. I would milk you for blood, if you had any. Well, listen.
Oh, this objective's clear.
Excuse me? Me? He's gonna have a little... He's gonna get in the... Oh, right, that's his destination.
And here I hoped you were holding a whole lineup.
I just like looking at him. Like this.
You like looking at him?
I've come around. Oh, a spoon. Take my way out with this.
We could use that.
That wasn't even a collectible. That was...
My antique spoons. What you done to them? Well, that was his spoon, probably.
Oh.
Who did this? Come on, who saw it? Anyone?
Mine. Dibs. Dibs.
Yes.
Really sound like a...
Happened with a broken neck?
What
All
happened?
right.
The little squealer got what he deserved.
Have them clean this up.
Oh, I'm stuck
That
on
lady
them.
really sounded like a annoyed mother there. Come on then. Who did it?
I am trying to get out. Okay, there we go.
Went up into the light, the quiet one, he did.
And so will you if you keep talking.
Oh, that's a blood
I
stain.
call
thought
dibs
there
on
was
his
like
bed.
Take Darlimon's corner. At the window. He doesn't need it anymore.
Why do they call it king, this one? Is it a king? Yes. Is it?
Here we go. That boring story again. Sephard, the Sand Flood King, blah, blah, blah. Stupid name for a stupid king.
Did he rule beautiful white cities?
He barely rules his own bones. He's a useless millstone chained to my foot.
Neck.
No chain.
Did you say?
Never mind.
Dude, that could have turned into a real argument.
Go on and on.
Yeah, something could have happened.
The stupid dead king. King Ahmad.
Osman.
King Ahmad from the Chalk Mountains. How he destroyed Ahmad's armies and gave all his soldiers to Sauron the Great as a tribute. Nah, but the Lord punished him for that. Isn't that right? Because Ahmad was his servant.
Like that video of like the horse scalloping.
Go back to your desert.
So, yes, I am a king.
Good talk.
Where's your crown, King Nothing? Watch him go 10 into the night.
he's starting to understand the concept of stone.
You know, at least you got a room with a view.
I've seen people sit hatching out plans.
What happened to the frame rate?
Plans. All dead and gone. What are you looking at?
Oh,
Bridge? The gate? Ah, yes. That beautiful gate leads straight out of Lugbor's.
went into an in-engine cutscene. No one alerted the game to it.
Opening to the chime of a bell. A cunning invitation.
Who lives in the tower?
The master of the Black Pits. A sorcerer. Yeehaw! The orcs just call him Candleman.
Gollum is really emotive when you see him. That's something nice.
Barns in the tower. Alas, there is only one way into the Tower of Light. The one that our sick friend Darimon took today. He lost his hope long before he lost his life. As most of us do. Before that, however, he tried to find plans for the tower. He was obsessed with it. A great collection of maps, he told me. Stored somewhere in the halls of Grond. In a building made of steel.
Halls of Grond.
I could show you the way, if you want to see for yourself.
Don't listen, maggot. No brains left in that old scrag. He's been down here too long.
Okay. Well then.
Doesn't he spend like a year in prison or something?
And we're gonna play it all in real time.
The great eye sees us.
Tell me that you have to do the same routine multiple times in a row.
Hi, lady. Hello. I'm going to say hi again. Did you catch whoever snapped that guy's neck?
Not you.
Are your guards ever going to do anything about me? Why am I stuck on this? Okay, there we go. Oh, I think he almost threw up.
I mean, same.
It's just weird, the idea. He's supposed to be nimble and good at climbing, but he can't run for more than like 2-3 seconds.
Like if this is a game that had
cardio.
progression, had like experience you were building, and you could level up like your stamina or whatever, you can make the excuse that like
Water. Please.
I told you, don't talk to her.
Go ahead.
you make the excuse that he's like emaciated from not eating properly, and that's hurting his stamina. Soothe.
Don't want to hurt it, do we? Perhaps the witch knows spells. Spells to heal animals. Smeagol has heard stories.
Animals. What animal?
Me, filthy animal
What is it,
Smeagol.
precious? It was hairy and it hisses.
Can you get me out of here?
It knows spells, yes?
I know animals. Tell your master. Tell him I can help. Zana can help.
Tell the master. Yes, we promise.
I think this is technically a side quest. They didn't have to go talk to her. That's his reaction to talking to a lady. He walks away in
Jesus
like dry
Christ.
heaves.
He's nervous.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Rodent from yesterday. Still walking.
And flying!
What did you even land on?
I don't know.
Here you're quite.
Alright, real quick.
Water. Go ahead.
Dude.
Don't want to hurt this.
Can you?
It know.
I know. Tell you.
Tell them.
Aren't you glad I can skip
What?
dialogue?
Now there's to say something nice.
Yeah. It's me.
That rodent
The nose knows where to go.
still walking. Here comes the
Why are you in yellow? Like, I get him.
Because they're super smelly.
Special honor for you today. Some of our little crackers didn't go off last night.
He looks like he's made out of
Whoa.
vinyl records.
To crawl down the tunnel and light 'em up.
No, he's like the feng shui garden.
You
The
two
little rake.
like kings.
Actually, he kind of looks like Kentaro with only 2 arms.
Stop staring, Shaku.
Oh, he's conscious about it. We can't keep looking.
What's a dirt eater?
That's what they call slaves they deem useless. Come on, this way. Take a light. It's going to be dark.
We likes dark. Frail man can keep nasty lights.
They used to have dwarves for this kind of work, but they're all gone. Now they send in the most starved slaves. Workers already placed the explosives. Lighting them, that's the dirt eater's task.
Ooh,
At the end
explosives.
of the tunnel, you'll find
Minnie's falling asleep, I imagine, Johnny. Is that what you're trying to
light it up.
convey to us?
Run for your life.
That your cat's not particularly excited by this game?
You'll know why.
She's yeah. Well, maybe it brings her comfort.
Take some igniters, the red stones.
Okay,
Down to the barrels
let's see how this bit is. I've seen footage of this part, and I'm worried.
What's the frail man's job?
I'll keep watch.
Yippee!
Someday I'll find
Camera
that
didn't know what to do
geometry
there.
that lets me whoop. Something like that. I wonder if there's any videos of glitches of this game online. I wonder if anyone has ever found some glitches in this video game that I can study.
Alright, down you are.
That smells like foul eggs.
Uh-oh. Whoa, okay.
No, you're good.
Good enough.
It's weird to see Gollum be so peculiar about, like, oh, I don't like bad
Oh.
smells.
Wait. Okay.
I've been living in my own shit for hundreds of years, but bad smells.
That must be the cracker.
Put.
I guess in trouble with Twitch with that kind of language. Crap.
No.
Yep,
Do
this is what I
button
remember
to
watching.
do thing. He would not crouch.
Well, you managed to get out.
Feel like I skipped
Is this
something. by
supposed to
doing
be
that.
like collapsing around you right now, or
Something's supposed to be
It's
happening.
that all like a gas is supposed to be?
Yes, I think it is a
rising?
gas. Move? Okay, thank you. Okay. You said you saw something about this part?
In the dark, huh?
Well, you're not done.
Oh.
Do you want to know a secret? Let's finish these tunnels first. Come this way. There are more of these cursed things.
Okay.
No, Smeagol wants to go home to the river. Nice cold river.
Well, you can't, can you?
Oh, I felt like I was almost out of the map for a moment.
It's just
wishful thinking?
it's just so weird to me that they cited Prince of Persia early on, and Prince of Persia is so good about using like fixed or set camera angles for the platforming, and this game doesn't even try.
Nothing.
Like the platforming is so much more awkward when you have to free cam to even figure out where you're going.
Can it? No, it cannot.
I feel like that path split. Oh well. I like the cartoon steam kettle noise it makes. Alright, that was an accident. Oh, we start
That's
right
a
there?
Great save. That's a great checkpoint.
Yeah,
Are you coming or going? Did you detonate the
I'm
barrel
going
already?
Yes. I'm going the right way, I think. Yes, he's complaining, so I think I already did it.
There's those long legs I love.
You can breathe now. Breathe in. One more, come on.
What's the secret?
No, forget about it.
Has it food, eh? Has it nice fish hidden away?
Not here. Finish the last tunnel, then meet me back upstairs at the cages.
Man, I sure want to know what the secret is. They got me on the hook. Talk about storytelling.
Gollum's excited too.
Oh, so much of this game is just follow this guy who walks as slow as possible.
Can I smell
To
this?
the frail old man. We should have gotten the spry old man.
Yeah.
Oh, almost. Oh. Am I full on health? Yeah.
Yes, and healing items to boot.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, they really should have let that animation play out.
So I think you're meant to wall run there, but
there's no wall run indicator though.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe that's the up of the challenge now.
I don't think this game does that. I don't think this game's ever like gonna stop being like, yep, that was not the situation.
Okay, again, that's me giving the game too much credit.
That? That?
Yes. What does it eat?
How's it even that fire working even? Yeah, again, it's just your Prince of Persia in the brain because you can wall run wherever you want.
I really should have stood next to at least one of these things to see how it would have killed me. I'm going for this 100% death run.
Think of the precious, my
Hey, guy, you gonna close that? Okay.
We're just gonna leave that open so the gas is gonna escape and
carbon monoxide leak in here.
Find it before he does. Then he can crawl in the dark, make nasty lights shine.
Oh, you can heal a bit now if you want.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
That one, are you making that noise?
What's
yeah,
that?
sorry, I had Taco Bell earlier.
Incompetence.
I think you can talk about for the show. Oh, you too, huh?
And now he wants bread for crawling through some dirt. Take it then. Nobody shall call Kuznach unjust. Back upstairs with you.
Oh, we have a friend. He's a nice guy after all.
I thought I was gonna have a chance to give that food to the witch or something. Oh, she wants out, not necessarily eats.
Remember the dwarves I mentioned earlier? One of them told me something once. Those buildings up there above the bridge, see? He had to build them. Dangerous work. But after a while, he knew where the guards watch. He'd steal redstones and hide them in a cave near the bridge. Just one stone each day, so the guards wouldn't notice.
I think that's the plot of Office Space.
What happened?
Well,
also, I liked Gollum's like,
bye. Fell.
Oh, I think Frail Man's lip sync just stopped working.
That's why he has a big beard.
Because I
way to hide
noticed
the
earlier
mouth,
his
yeah.
beard was like pointing forward, and then in the middle of that cutscene, he just sunk down and he just stopped animating.
Hey, little Gollum got bread. Now Gollum owes it to me.
Combat tutorial.
Your bread? Or are you deaf?
What? I can't hear you.
Why are there...
Perhaps sleep more quiet.
Why was A on all of them?
Was his friend.
Is that a threat?
Yeah, that was an awkward way of doing that.
Me?
I feel like we have different, oops. I feel like we have different interfaces for dialogue every time it happens.
Mix it up. Keep you on your toes.
Alright.
I'm gonna threaten him again if I get the chance. I bet you can't do that twice. Good morning, USA. I got a feeling it's a... Alright.
What menial bullshit will you do today?
The ground. Frailman said there was maps.
I'm Sefoot. But I suppose Frailman is fine.
We're not going to update the subtitle.
I can show you.
I'm wondering if that's supposed to be a character trait, that Gollum doesn't refer to people by name anymore. He just sees, you know, oh, that's a wizard, that's a frail man, that's all dude. And
Wow, they're really putting us in the headspace of Gollum and or Smeagol. That's immersive storytelling.
Imagine how much more immersive it would be if we had the DLC for the emotes.
To the source.
I can't run anymore, but I can jump, which is faster.
Oh yeah.
Bunny hopping.
I see why they called you a dirt eater.
This thing is all yours. Ah, you stink already.
Good framing. Wait.
No, by the witch, yeah.
No, these are bad guys, right?
You tell them at the witch because that's what she wants you to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good master, Smeagol has found a healer. He has for the animal.
Where are we?
Has he now?
In a cage in the mines, all
I wasn't sure what was going on there for a sec.
Are you mad? That's one of... Unless... Perhaps, just perhaps, you aren't entirely useless.
I think you broke it by jumping ahead of where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from...
Gollum parentheses off.
This way? No.
Now I can't run or jump.
Send you down with the Mormac flow.
What's Mormac?
It's just completely arbitrary.
Cages going up to the Tower of Light. You know why we call them the Silent Stairs? When the doomed go up there in one of the cages, their screams are choked by fear. They go...
Someday I hope to get in there and scream my head off.
Down in these
Prove them wrong.
channels is the Mormac. Dark water that feeds the beasts of Mordor. When you leave the ditch, you will see the Rattler. The hoist with all the bones, remember? The Rattler will take you up to the halls of Grond. If you ever get there alive. Let me just open this for you.
What? Now I can jump.
Good luck.
Ah, okay.
Why is this guy even helping you?
Not because he takes pity on you. Or he sees you as someone who might actually potentially be able to escape because of your nimbleness. So he's like, there's a chance that this guy...
Mm-hmm.
Nice. No, down can't be it. Or is it?
No, it's a cross. It's up at a cross.
There? Oh.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, the frames. Okay. Oh, yeah, give me more of that. It sounds great. Oh. Alright. First person, I think?
Yeah, maybe?
No idea where I am.
Good they gave you a first-person view for such clear waters.
Ah, is this our sewer level? This might be.
Are we swimming in oil? And why are we covered in blood now? Oh, it's gone.
The Rattler. So far away.
Yeah, I think they talk about how they bring that liquid back down that like feeds the darkness or whatever.
Oh, that might actually be like blood and ichor or something, and not oil. AKA.
Find a
the
way
Rattler.
into the guard lift, Aka the Rattler.
It's not where I wanted to run to, but
But it worked.
hey, buddies. Gonna, yeah.
They're
Mind
kind of
me.
cute looking, if I'm being honest.
Uh-oh. Not there. Not there. Smell-o-vision, help. Alright.
Oh, I see what they're trying to do now.
Yeah. Alright.
So far away.
Alright, so.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Getting ahead of yourself there, Sharky.
Aha! Nope. I actually wanted to eat. I guess that makes sense. You can't do that on the while you're like on the ladder.
Run, coward.
Have a snack. You think they're still supposed to be chasing me right now?
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd have that much issue jumping that gap.
Oh.
They have new ones take over for the
Yeah.
charge.
What exactly is this area of the prison meant for?
Keeping those things.
It doesn't work, does it?
It's doggy daycare. Well, time to just shut down, I guess.
We'll keep each other warm.
If I didn't know, I'd be going right back to the stop. Oh wait, are y'all leaving? Is this enticing?
Oh yeah, they're gonna get back in place for the next guy.
What if I was? Oh,
I want to join you. See, I walk on all fours too.
yes. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm playing a fire. Not literal type, but okay. All right. I had to know they were completely like shut off.
Calm down, go.
All right. It looks like I could do that. Oh no. Okay.
I would have assumed the backwards jump would have worked there too.
I actually tried to do the backwards jump, and I just climbed up for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh,
that part
wait.
was real weird looking.
No, drop, please. Okay, thank you.
What if he watches us, the Dark Lord? What if he sees?
Seamless.
Not tiny Smeagol. So many things for him to watch. Mountains, enemies, spies. No, Lord is looking for the precious. He wants it, wants it.
Huh? What? Huh? What? All right. Do we want to call it there? Because we just hit a save point, and it is.
No, one more objective, one more.
Okay.
Since we spent so much of this episode doing history, we
Yeah.
should give a little more gameplay.
Let's do what the Lord says. What he says, yes. But he says, save the precious. And who has the precious, eh? Baggins. Baggins. Not here, is it? The nasty, tricksy hobbit. How can we protect the precious when it's so far away?
Oh, doing this platform in this camera looks so awkward.
I'm really like relying on the fact that the backwards jump prompt pops up when it wants you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I am. Okay.
Flavortown. Yeah, you know, games like I'm not gonna say the platforming in Wet is my favorite part of that game. But they just do like fixed cameras when you're in narrow corridors like that, jumping like between walls and whatnot. And that's how a game like this should do it. They should arrest your camera from you and then do something like on a dolly, as it were. It'd be more cinematic.
Yeah.
It'd give you a clearer way to like, to know what you're negotiating exactly.
I was referencing older stuff like Prince of Persia, the pop trilogy, but Uncharted was doing that even in 4. Like that
You know
is
what game we've
established.
played on the channel that did that? Alone in the Dark 2008.
Yeah.
Got my eyes
hopeful
kind of
that
like glazed
sweeping-
over, seeing all
Yeah,
that.
with that. Yeah, they gave you a lot of info there with that camera sweep.
Okay, well,
The
I can see
smell.
the smell-o-vision down there. That doesn't help me right here.
Just
How do you think they foleyed the sound of Smeagol landing? Because it sounds like they just like threw a piece of meat against the wall or dropped it on the floor.
maybe they had some tiled surfaces and they legit just got someone barefoot to jump on it.
None of this looks like correct. I think I was supposed to go around and not just drop down here, even though that was completely valid.
Yeah, that's one thing I have noticed about a platform is you can kind of just skip stuff. Doesn't look right if you do it, but you can do it. Orcs.
It had to. All right. Oh, right here. Thanks.
Yeah, the checkpoint got way more forgiving after that opening area.
Yeah, Gollum cannot kill orcs wearing a helmet. So, do I have rocks?
So you have to convince them to take off their helmets.
You think he would notice the eyes? Alright. Guess I know. Oh, okay. Staring me right in the face.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, I thought you were going to jump on those shelves.
Whoops.
What an ugly one.
There's a specific capture animation I've been waiting for.
There we go.
But I do like how the voices fade out.
That doesn't seem like it'd be enough to kill one of these guys.
They actually
Well,
all
maybe you'll
have
just
very
look-
weak tracheas.
Now you're just going for knockouts. Technically, he's a pacifist.
Oh, I have a rock now. Excellent.
What?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, it's the best kind of stealth, the really linear one.
One where there's only one solution to any given.
Time to do my patrol. This way. Now this way.
He's looking right at you, by the way. Yeah, I see you. I'm just
Hard shift.
they don't
Back
pay
to
me
this
enough.
way. Hello. Only I had my emotes. Yoink. See ya. Uh-oh. Wait. No, he's angry. Ah. The Torment Nexus. Okay. Aim. Higher. Higher. Higher.
Yay. That did make a lot of noise.
It did.
No one heard
Too
it.
bad
though.
that he didn't care. You wearing a helmet? Yes.
I'm not even sure if you have to. Yeah.
Nope, can't climb that.
Oh, come on. Yeah, the nimble climber suddenly can't ledge
Hey,
grab.
you hear that? Oh no, he's wearing his AirPods. He can't hear it. Uh-oh. You know what? Fine.
Whatever gets you there.
Whatever the tutorial they were going for. Then, uh-oh. Well, good news, I got past him. Bad news. I think I'm supposed to be over there. Oh, hi. Can you tell me how to get where I'm going?
What was that noise? It's like it sounded like it was supposed to be a shush, but he went shh. She.
Huh? Oh, he was still kind of angry at me. This one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I get a feeling the checkpointing might technically be save stating in a sense. Like it's remembering everything when you hit the checkpoint.
Coordinate data, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't fit a single another stone in my ass. Where am I supposed to go? Up that way.
That guy's. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Don't know what that tutorial back there is for, considering that no one reacts to it, and I just go around anyway.
Remember, Gollum, this is a sneaking mission.
I love how I jumped there and he didn't.
There it is, the Rattler.
Yep. Keep paying that camera.
Always wanted to ride the Rattler.
I ain't afraid of no roller coaster.
I just realized Gollum can't actually see the Rattler from there.
So you can't grab those.
Investigative journalism by Sharky.
Are we gonna get that cutscene again? Yeah.
The Rattler.
Ah, see, there's the yellow lines there. See, you gotta drop down.
I'm not actually seeing.
To your left.
Can I just drop down here and survive that? Yes. Actually, fairly easily.
Cheetah. I mean,
are they
granted,
both wearing helmets?
This game is very desaturated.
I don't think there's a setting for that. Oh, ooh, wait a minute.
No, that is the.
Okay, here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question.
Uh-oh.
Are there colorblind settings and accessibility? Is there an accessibility tab in this game?
Oh, that is a good question.
Oh, just stand here.
Yeah, because, for example, I would turn off the
He does have a gun.
Choking.
Yeah, but they're not going to hit you.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I guess they are hitting you.
Goodbye. Oh, fuck.
Why so?
It's almost a good idea.
No.
Yes, it's not there.
Wouldn't be under here. Colorblind.
Colorblind mode.
Okay.
Okay.
They have options.
A little bit. I wonder if you could turn the mashing off, because that would be the big one for me.
Turn the what off?
Do you mash to do the throttling?
No, you don't actually. You just hold.
Oh, good. Hey, look at that. Someone does a redeem. I know I've got one.
I guess you just go around that way. Hard polygons on that light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a strange looking effect.
I mean, welcome to Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Is he wearing a helmet? He's wearing a helmet. No, he's not. Why couldn't I throttle him?
Yeah, he only had hair, not a helmet.
I can just skip that cutscene, can't I? Yeah.
All I could guess is that if you're moving too quickly, it alerts them because they hear your pitter patter.
What?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
You see him get his lights knocked out of him?
I was waiting for that, and I'm glad it was the version where there's no sound as well.
All right. Next question: can I dangle off the edge? No.
You keep getting stuck on the edge of stuff. It's horrible.
You really want to challenge him?
But damn it. Okay, so that's the answer.
Not so.
I just
What's
have to
the
be
question?
Very. The question is, how do I get past that guy? All right. All I gotta do. And I could probably also use a stone to distract him. Assuming they react to the sound of a stone being thrown and not just if it hits something metal. Oh, yes, actually.
So, you really want to challenge him? Why not?
I mean, I guess he does have a lantern.
Yeah, I don't know about that path.
Well,
I
the
don't know
thing
about
is, the
any
other
path,
path has, like, just two guys standing there. I mean, okay. How about... What was that noise?
So, you really want to challenge him? Why not? He's a fool.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
You think him easy prey? The Beastmaster's a shrewd one. What's he done to you when you won't mind your own?
Drop where? Or what?
Yeah, I don't trust that.
It's a marking on the side is supposed to be ledge grabs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but, like, what would I do then?
To what end?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's also ledge grabs here.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Do the drop and see if it gives you a backwards jump option.
No.
No, never mind. I thought maybe you could make the leap across the
I mean,
other
how
one.
much air control do you have?
Enough.
I can do this. This is probably quieter, right?
Careful of the camera there. Don't want it too
What?
close. Oh.
You're afraid to see a little Gollum Grundle?
I'm afraid of what I might do. I'm afraid of how I might react.
For a good time, call 4444444444444.
Okay, so why's this ladder here?
That.
I mean, you know, the Tolkien lore master. Surely they came up with a reason for that.
Don't spin any of that.
Get a quick sniff of these orcs.
Lie down there. Your brother should have learned how to use a whip. Hey, hurry up! And you mind your tongue. There's always room for more bones down there.
That's as good an opportunity as it's going to give you.
Excuse me, don't mind me. Just here to rattle along with you.
Oh, steady now.
Smooth.
Oh, yeah, a well-guarded elevator.
Loaded into a load screen.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times. I wasn't sure what was happening at first.
Oh, wolf. It's a wolf. They built giant monsters for the war. But where do we find the maps? A house made of steel.
The final weapon against the big bad wolf.
How do we get there?
Let me use my free cam to figure out how to get there.
No way to cross.
I think I know a quick way.
I am
Quickest
starting
way.
to think. Oh, we got a nice little impact ripple there, though.
And I think that might do it for tonight. Right?
That's fair.
Unless you want to keep going.
Yeah. No, I think that's sufficient for now.
Okay. All right. Should I bring us up on the screen here?
Yeah, I think so. Just so there's something in the background. Wait, what's the more games in the bottom right? Like, this is a fucking Flash game. Do you see that on the menu?
I do see that.
Yeah. Like, hidden as well.
New Cycle City Builder, Edge of Sanity, and I can't read that one.
Well, you guys better cut this out of the way
is,
if you haven't already.
Bob.
Yeah, Wild Woods, I
clicking
think
more
it says.
games brought this up. Huh. Yeah, I never noticed that.
It's very hidden.
Oh, we can also see our collectibles.
Yep.
So enter.
Nasty little shrieker. Like in the we could use that.
All right.
Gotta make your own fun in Gollum.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm gonna go first with my thoughts thus far. Our introductory thoughts is I'm having a lot of fun with this. Actually, I'm not having fun in the way the game intended me to have fun. That is absolutely for sure. But I am very much enjoying playing this at the moment. It is bad. It is not good. It is poorly structured. It is breaking apart at the seams. But as a bad game enjoyer, when I said they don't make them like this on a major scale, like this is what I was talking about: the primo bad game, the fun bad game. If you enjoy bad games, so far, we're only like an hour and a half in, but this feels like one of those games that if you enjoy playing a bad game and feeling the jank and seeing everything break apart, I'm enjoying the heck out of this right now. But Johnny, what are your thoughts thus far?
This might be one of the worst ways to start a game. Just pace in and like play it interest-wise. Just the slow tutorial into menial tasks, into just, hey, let's be miserable with a miserable guy for a while, and not a likable one either. It's weird. It's like it's punishment for, oh, you want to play as Gollum? You freak. We're gonna make you play as Gollum. You're gonna really become him. Yeah, it's a heck of a start, and but you know, we get into the quote unquote stealth now. Stuff's happening. I'm still not sure why. I'm still not really sure what this intriguing story we're gonna get out of it is, because he doesn't get the ring back at the end of this game. That's the movies. I've seen those already. I don't know.
But you're gonna find out what happened in the time between anything interesting happened to Gollum and the other interesting thing that happened to Gollum. You'll find out what happened in between the interesting things. All right, well, Cass, what are your thoughts thus far?
Curious. Tentatively, not going to say optimistic. I think, as established, this game is not good, but it's also not as dull as I assumed it was going to be. From everything I read, I assumed that this was going to be, in fact, a boring, bad style of game. And at times it is. The pacing and the structure, and the fact they're launching into, like, doing chores for, like, the first, like, for a decent chunk of time there. I guess you're not technically doing a chore right now. I guess you are stealthing around the prison, making good your escape and whatnot. So at least they didn't dwell too long on the prison labor part of this. So again, this is all to say that it could be worse. I can envision the game the worst case scenario for this game, and so far they've managed to avoid that. So it has that going for it. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not usually a big, graphics being any part of, like, what I really consider about a game, unless it is bad to the point of not being able to make out details in the environment and whatnot. Which this is. And it has nothing to do with these settings either, mind you. What it has to do with is just, like, the level design, the color palette, the tone of the levels, how monochrome
is that
these environments are.
RTX is on.
Oh yeah, that went and fixed things, didn't it? And then there's moments where it is just like laughably bad, seeing Gollum's hair rendered in at 25% resolution and a reflection and whatnot. Just jankiness in animation, smear frames that linger a little bit too long because of the stuttery frame rate and so forth. The fact that this isn't optimized at all, the fact that it straight up crashes on consoles with the hair effects on and whatnot is something I've heard about this. So a technical nightmare. And all that really leaves is the story itself, which we established is pointless because we know how it ends for Smeagol. That takes a lot of the oomph. That takes a lot of the mystery, the tension out of it.
I feel
when
like
we know he's going to be fine.
I feel like you could still make an interesting story like that is interesting and fun to go through. I'll reference it again. Escape from Butcher Bay. He gets out. He gets the shine there because they mentioned that. But it's still in its own way kind of fun to see how he gets out of each layer and how that story climaxes and that kind of stuff. You can do a story that essentially what the ending is going to be and still have it be good.
Okay, here's the difference. Here's another one of the differences between that and this, which is that Lord of the Rings is pretty well set, is pretty well documented. If you read the books, if you read the lore, the compendiums that Tolkien wrote, to some extent, this is all solved. Every step in between is accounted for. And I get that Daedalic here, we're given some free reign to interpret, to imagine, to be creative. And, they ain't no J.R.R. Tolkien, but you can write a serviceable, little narrative game, I guess. I'm not saying that it's completely fallen off a cliff. I'm not saying it's completely pointless. I think there is a potential here to tell some sort of story. But also, at the same time, knowing that the system for Smeagol v. Gollum, knowing that it doesn't really amount to anything, knowing that we're not building up to any sort of turning point, really. Or at least that's what I assume here, is that none of these decisions matter, that you're not creating a character here, that you're just, these conversations exist as just in the moment, sort of spur of the moment stuff.
I'm going to go ahead.
That's the wasted potential.
I'm going to go ahead and say that, to my knowledge, none of these decisions matter. It is just moment to moment. How do you want to handle this?
Yeah.
And there's not really any sort of variation.
Yeah. Even if it had gone non-canon in that sense, that would have added something of just oh yeah, you can change the events of the series. That would have been something.
Yeah, and it would have actually been interesting if you can, somehow redeem Smeagol, or, fully embrace Gollum or what have you. But knowing that's not the direction it goes in, that also takes a lot of oomph out and renders all these decisions ultimately meaningless. To a point where you can just die and then do the alternate dialogue option and, not have to worry about replaying the whole game. It takes a lot of the oomph out of the potential of a replay too, if that's a concern for the developers, if that was even a thought that crossed their minds. But I don't know. I'm tentatively hooked. I do want to see where this goes, what the follow through is, what it amounts to, and in what fascinating ways the game breaks. And I'm very much looking forward to some change of scenery at some point.
Yeah.
That's something that it absolutely positively has to do sooner rather than later. It needs to get you out of this fucking prison and into some colorful environments.
At some point is the key phrase.
And how long that will take, I guess, that is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
Okay. Well, you think that'll do it?
I think that'll do it for this first episode, yes.
Okay. And do you want to take us out?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Hey, folks. Thanks for joining us for this, the first episode of our playthrough of Lord of Ring Gollum. This is one that I know has been requested, one that is hopefully hotly anticipated, one that we hope you'll stick through with us, and we're doing something a little more modern here. We're usually more going into the retro games. They're usually more well documented. That's a big part of it. But this is a case where we know enough about the development of this game, about the history of this game, that I felt a little more confident pulling the trigger on this. So I'm looking forward to exploring it and giving it a final evaluation come end of this journey. I thank you, Charky, for taking the wheel on this one. I would be more unkind to this game just because I don't gel with this kind of game at all. So it's good to have someone in the driver's seat who's willing to give the mechanical end of it at least a little more benefit of the doubt. Someone who's a little bit more equipped to break it as well.
Yes, someone who is willing to engage in slapstick for the sake of making the game fun.
So hopefully all those factors amount to enjoyment for the folk in TV land. And hey, if you like what you saw, you might consider tuning into one of our future streams. Let's look at that stream schedule, why don't we? See what lies ahead for the week. Thursday, Sharky, you'll be picking up Virtua Quest yet again for the third outing.
Yep, just finished
Johnny will be
last
there.
night.
I may be there as well because I do want to observe some Virtua fighting. So I may insert myself into that as well. But that's one that, again, I highly encourage folk to check out if they haven't already, to start from the first. Catch up if you can in the couple of days before next episode. And on Friday, we have Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. Johnny returns to the world of Willamette on the Wii. And that's another one that I'm deeply compelled by, the conversion process of that. The reimagining, the demake almost, of Dead Rising. So please to tune into that as well, folks. Saturday, unfortunately I'm dreading, is one I'm not looking forward to. It's the return of Cursed Kart Racers for its 20th lap around the track. We're gonna get into the Switch era soon, but we still have an episode worth of pre-Switch games. So we got some PC stuff, some Wii U stuff, some interesting picks in the chronology of kart racers. So I guess the audience can look forward to that, even if I don't. Join us Monday, December 8th, for another installment of Casual Mondays, a show where we play not-so-bad games and indulge in a bit of casual conversation. And then join us again on Tuesday, December 9th, for episode 2 of this, the Lord of Ring Gollum playthrough. That's how I'm going to refer to it from here on out. That's how they wanted to brand it, right? I mean, that's from the official channel, the official promotional machine for Lord of Ring Gollum. So, and hey, folks, again, if you like what you saw here tonight, if you did in fact enjoy the beginning of this adventure, or the show in general, you might consider joining our Discord server, discord.gg/bghof. A community of connoisseurs, talk bad games, good games, every game in between, things that aren't video games. Talk about your love of Tolkien in our Good Reads channel. Or join our Bad Game Club, which has a new game for the month of December. Johnny, hit him with it.
Yes, we've got a Christmas gift for the season. It is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. A much maligned, but maybe underappreciated game. So come check with folks, maybe reminisce if you did have this back in the day, and see how it holds up.
A lovely little present underneath the Christmas tree. Giving folk a break. I mean, Mystic Quest is not aggressively bad in the way that some of the games you've picked for that Bad Game Club have been. This one should be more of a cakewalk, even if it is a bit more of an investment. So that's our gift to our audience, our community, in that sense. And hey, if you really like what you saw here tonight, you might consider financially supporting the show, pledging on Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, becoming a member on YouTube. Any or all of the above will grant you access to a Patreon Saints channel over on that Discord server where you can vote in polls, make suggestions to help steer the direction of the show, gain access to exclusive content, the like of exclusive VODs and so forth, and just be recognized by us, appreciated by us, know that we appreciate you for helping us keep the lights on and so forth. And, I understand that not everyone can financially support us. Believe us, we completely understand. If you're still looking for a way to support the show that doesn't require compensation, tuning in helps. Showing up is good enough. But if you really want to go that extra mile, you can go over to our YouTube channel where we have a suggested viewing playlist. 20 handpicked episodes that we think make for pretty good onboarding onto this show of ours. Share them with folk you know, friends, family, clergy, etc. Or maybe, you know, someone who's a big Hobbit head who loves them some Lords of Rings, and maybe they will appreciate this playthrough. We packed it full to the gills with Tolkien references, right? We've been seeing them throughout the episode, just like all those game reviewers and journos did in their written pieces. So, we leave it to your discretion. We'll leave it to your discretion, dear viewer. Let's see who's streaming at this hour. Let's see who's.
While you look into that, I thought, in the spirit of things, I would leave us off with a riddle.
Oh.
A little game of riddles. Why was Karl Marx buried at a high-end cemetery in London?
Because Poe wrote on both.
No? Do you have an answer, Cass?
I know.
Because he was dead.
Well, that makes sense. That's ask a stupid riddle, get a stupid answer. Hero A Rat is currently playing Ratformers for Hero Rats, raising money for Apopo. I'm not sure what Apopo is, but I'm sure it's a good enough cause. And they got rats on, which you know how we feel about rats here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. We're big supporters of them.
Yeah, good.
So, good. So we'll send folk that away. Let them know the Bad Game Hall of Fame sent ya. And that will do it for us here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame for tonight. I have been... I don't know any Lord of the Rings characters whose names start with the letter C. Cassidy.
I've been Tate. Oh.
I've been standing in a fire and twitching my head, Charky.
And I've been Tater's enjoyer, Johnny Baghead.
Oh, thank you all for watching, and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Doodles.